All right, I think we hold up. There we go. We are live. What is good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the PlayerEssence live stream. Got a great show for you guys today, man. Gonna be talking about Nintendo Treehouse Live. I already got people in here don't know what Treehouse Live is. Don't know what Treehouse Live is. That's what I'm here to let you guys know about. I think there's more people that don't follow Nintendo's schedule or cadence than people that do. I think that there are. Considering we just had Treehouse Live last year, and there are still, I've seen quite a number of people have no idea what it is, and yet they've told me, oh, well, I've been on the internet and been watching directs for years, and I just don't know. So I think people forget things, or they just don't know, or whatever. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm here so you guys understand what everything is. Treehouse Live, it's always fun with Treehouse Live because they essentially just like play the games. It's like a Let's Play, but with Nintendo staffers. And they usually show us new information at Treehouse Lives on the specific games that they go over. So it's not a Nintendo Direct, okay, guys? It's not a Nintendo, some of y'all, Nintendo Direct announcements? New Zelda? It's not a Nintendo Direct. It's a Treehouse Live. It's the Treehouse team that plays the games. So yeah, it's always a pretty fun time, though. It's definitely a fun time. Justin with the $3 dono.
I got a surround sound system. My Switch 2 is complete now.
Nice.
And I beat the horrible Xenoblade X Switch 2 edition.
Oh man,
Lol. Already
got done with it. Nice. Yeah, I'm on chapter 7, so but I'm doing like all the side quests. Like I'm doing everything. So it's just I'm like 88 hours in. So that goes to show you how much time I'm putting. I mean, the game can be beat in like 60 hours or so if you don't do any side quests. 50 hours maybe, if you know what you're doing. But like I'm just like, yeah, I'm doing everything, so it's taking me forever. All the heart to hearts too, which those take forever to do. Shout outs to Justin with the big $3, then also Elvin Ryan with the $5 holla. And it says, how's it, OJ? Wish they would have put mouse controller RE7 and Village for Switch 2. Yeah, I haven't played it, so it would have been nice for sure, but they did it. So I don't know if there's gyro or not, Elvin Ryan. So maybe they have gyro controls in there. But yeah, no mouse control, unfortunate. Mouse control is nice though. Nice, like when it works, it works. I just don't play at a desk, so mouse controls don't really do it for me. But it's nice to have the option for sure. Like Metroid Prime 4, I did use it a little bit there, and it was nice, but I just don't play at a desk enough for me to take advantage. And I don't want to use like my leg for like mouse controls or anything. So yeah, it just doesn't work for me, but for other people, absolutely. Thank you for the $5. Mr. Elvin Ryan out here dropping some Resident Evil hype. That's good. Resident Evil coming out this week on everything. So that should be great. I'm getting my Generations pack this week as well. So that should be fun too. All right, let's get into the shout outs. Big love too. Once again, Justin, thank you for the 3. Appreciate that, Justin. Dior, Sonic 101, Leaf Storm Blaze, General Zamora. What's good, General Zamora? Welcome. How are you guys doing today? So the Mario Wonder DLC seems like it's taking the same approach as Starcross World. I don't know what that means, but the DLCs actually seem quite different, considering Mario Wonder DLC is like a lot of multiplayer stuff, and Kirby's not. So let's see here. What's up, Mr. Substantial? Welcome. But yeah, make sure you guys watch my videos. I did do the full breakdown of what Treehouse Lives are in my video today. So I did do that. So make sure you guys watch the vids, and you'll usually get the first information on all that. But Dank let him know, yes, they're not big showcases like a bunch of new games or anything. That's not how Treehouse Live works. Treehouse Live is, like I said, essentially the Nintendo NOA American, let's see here, employees that play the games, and they show us new footage on the game. So it's going to be on Pocopia, and it's going to be on Super Mario Bros. Wonder Switch 2 Edition plus Meetup in Bella Bell Park, if I said that all correctly. So he says, Nintendo said, you want the direct, that's the best we can do Treehouse. I mean, the thing about it is that people don't realize is that we always have Treehouses. So they always do Treehouses. They're going to do directs. They're going to do lots of stuff. People just are very impatient when it comes to Nintendo Directs. Very, very, very. If they don't announce it every single day. I mean, I even saw my man Rob from Rule 2 Review say that Nintendo should announce it 2-3 months ahead of time before they they already know the times and dates. Just announce it so we can build up 3 years of hype for the Direct. So I think people definitely let online affect their mental when it comes to Nintendo Directs at this point. When not at like I said, you got people that are just saying that they should just tell us 3 months ahead. They might not even have the exact direct timing or date or games or anything, but just tell us 2 months and 3 months ahead of time, or no, just announce it down, or no, I'm like people go crazy with it, man. So it's wild, man. It's wild. Let's see here. How Sarah's getting blamed. Yep, Sarah Bond is now the fall guy.
Also, I kind of figured I knew what that Dragon Ball Age 1000 game was.
Yeah.
Lol.
It looked like Xenoverse. That looks like a Xenoverse character in there. Like fake Dragon Ball Z character creator. Yeah. Anytime you see like a weird looking character, you already know it's Xenoverse. You see like fake Gokus and fake Vegetas and fake Piccolos all over. And like fake the Beerus's dude that hangs out with Beerus all the time, like fake looking Majin Boos and stuff like that. I'll keep it a buck. I hate that stuff. I hate that stuff. Naruto did the same thing. Naruto Shinobi striking out a bunch of fake Sasuke's, fake Sharingans, fake items, fake clan members all over the place, man. I'm just like, bro, I whenever games start doing that, I just tune out, bro. I just can't. I don't know why I don't like it, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I've never liked like fake looking Dragon Ball Z characters and stuff. I've just never been a big fan. Yeah, fake Wiz and stuff like that. Yeah, there you go, Wiz. This is fake Wiz and fake looking Majin Boos and fake Friezas all over the place. Like, Dizas and Visas, Misas, all sorts of fake looking people doing emotes and dancing like in lobbies and stuff like that. Bro, I cut it off. Once I saw that in Xenoverse I played, bro, I cut that game off and I swear I ain't never turned back Xenoverse again. I was like, I'm done. I am done, bro. I don't think I'm ever gonna play this game again, you know? Shout outs to Elvin Ryan. Thank you for the gifted membership. Yo, who got the gift? Jago got the gift. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Elvin Ryan. Let's get you up here on the board once again. First, gifted membership as well. So let's go. Thank you so much, Elvin Ryan. You are now the top gift ninja. Anybody has one gift, then we man, Elvin Ryan on the board. Hey, yo. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Oh, man. I appreciate it. I watched Rob's video and I was curious on what your thoughts were too. Yeah, I think he means well, but I think he's under the impression that Nintendo knows 3 months ahead of time or 2 months ahead of time of when the directs are going to be, and they don't. And that's the problem. A lot of times they don't know. They're still putting things together. They want to finalize everything before they say they're going to do it. And they might have things that come up to where they can't do it. Or if there's something else, or maybe they want to postpone it, or maybe they want to supplement something else. Like, so they're never gonna, like, no company is going to announce presentations 2 or 3 months ahead of time. That's insane. Nobody actually does that. Microsoft and Sony, I mean, the most Sony and Microsoft will give you, I think Microsoft will give you, sometimes they'll announce it where it's like maybe a month out, but usually like a few weeks. Sony's usually like a week out maybe for Sony's. Because once again, of course they want to have a nice, like, oh, it's a surprise, but they don't know 3 months ahead of time. They're still putting together 2-3 months. They're still figuring out, okay, what games are going to be in the Nintendo Direct? Are we going to be able to do one? Do we have to wait for this? Like, do we have enough games? Like, they're not, it's not like they know exactly when it's going to happen every single time. That's just not true. From the developers that I've spoke with that have had games in Nintendo Directs, sometimes it's last second to where it's like they just got their game in. They don't know until the last second. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Rob means well, but you definitely can't announce Directs 2 or 3 months ahead of time. That's wild. Shout outs to Joe 9K. Joe, I sent you an email back. I don't know if you got it, but sorry for, like I said, communication. I've just been super busy. But I did send you an email back, my man. So yeah, check that out. OJ the man, always bringing joy and positive vibes. Thank you. Wish you always the best. Thank you so much, Joe 9K with the big 100 dono. Yo, thank you so much, Joe 9K, super elite ninja, homie of the channel, like always, good friend of the channel. So Joe 9K with the big 100. Going further and beyond. Thank you so much, man. That's super nice. You're gonna get me all emotional now at the beginning of the stream. I just started. Seriously, thank you so much, Joe 9K, man. You are awesome, bro. Seriously, you guys give him some love. My heart is kind of like racing a little bit. Thank you so much for the big support. You guys give him some love. Joe, if you want some music, man, let me know. Let me know, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. That is a very generous dono. Appreciate that, Joe 9K. Seriously, man. Seriously. Damn, man. Like I said, I got the most elite, best peeps ever, man. You guys are awesome. Let's see here. Bro, at this point, you literally act like Nintendo plant. Well, Nintendo can't do anything negative. If you watch my video today on Xenoblade, I talked about the issues with that. If you saw what I said about Pacopia earlier, I talked negative about that. If you saw what I've said about Mario Kart World being $80, I talked negative about that. If you saw what I said about game key cards, I've talked negatively about that. So, I mean, that's just a straight up lie. But that's okay, man. You probably come from a place where lying is typical for you. Lying and manipulating and not paying attention and reading comprehension is in short supply where you're from, but that's okay, man. No problem. Anything else though you want to accuse me of falsely? Go ahead. Let's put it, and I'll shut it down right now. Let's see here. I replied back. Okay, cool. I'll definitely take a look at it again. Shout outs, man. I appreciate you. It's not about being a Nintendo plant. It's about actually studying, knowing, and covering Nintendo for decades now at this point. For decades at this point. So when people say things that I feel doesn't actually work right, that's not feasible or it's not correct, I'll give my opinion on it. That's basically what it is. You don't have to agree with it, but you can't accuse me of being a plan or I never say anything when I'm simply just giving my opinion, just like everybody has their opinion too. Let's see here. So, ouch. Yeah, always say it's not even being about a hater. It's just like I said, some people that, once again, don't actually like research. They rather just be angry about something, or they rather just be mad about something when somebody disagrees with them, and they'll just say, oh, well, the reason why you disagree with me is because you're a shill or you're this. It's not logical. You're not actually breaking down what I said or why what I said was wrong or whatever. You're just angry because you're always angry about something. You know what I'm saying? So
the Nintendo's videos are gold if you want to watch people have a meltdown in real time about not getting a new 3D Mario game. Lol, it's like watching a car wreck. I can't look away even though it's sad.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, they're very funny. That guy's crazy, by the way. He's crazy. I don't watch his videos though.
OJ, you know the rules. You have to be negative about Nintendo all the time or you're a shill.
Yes.
Lol.
If you disagree with somebody and what they say about something, even if you feel that you have good information, no, you can't say you disagree with that. Otherwise, you know, you're a shill or you're this or you're that. Even if you have solid information. Like I said, I've spoken with developers that have told me that they don't know their game. Their game was just getting into a big Nintendo Direct literally like a week before the show or like right before the show. So they're still putting almost everything together. Do they have a general timeline? Absolutely. But they're not going to announce it until they're fully sure. Most probably earliest would be about maybe a couple weeks. They'd probably have it ready a couple weeks. But Nintendo, they take those directs and they vet it over and over and over. They edit it. Like, it takes a long time to produce the whole thing. So they're not going to announce it while in the middle of editing. They don't know exactly when it's going to be done, because once again, you guys would be shocked at, maybe you're not shocked, but they literally go over that direct a million times. I can't even stress to you how many times that thing is proofread, scripted, checked over and over for errors, for problems, for legal, it's like a bazillion times, and it's over the course of a long period of time, like months. But like I said, if I'm a shill, or if I'm never say anything negative simply because I'm trying to give you guys the right information, then so be it, you know? Then so be it. It's okay. I'll take that. I'll take that on the chin, you know? Let's see here. Apparently, gaming industry is crashing because Nintendo's charging 20 for Doom and Doom the industry. It's just people on Twitter. It's okay. People are allowed to have their opinions on that too. Let's see. I heard Nintendo's offering refunds for Xenoblade X Chronicle. You should watch my video on it. I did see that article, and there's no proof that Nintendo actually did that. I looked into it. Nobody's actually put any proof. Like, one Reddit user just said, I did, and then he linked a bunch of videos that saying that here's the issues with the Xenoblade Chronicles X patch, but he didn't actually link any proof. I did see some people in the comment section of that same Reddit thread say, oh, they're giving I got a refund too, but it doesn't seem like I said, I couldn't find any proof of anybody actually getting one based off of the articles that people, the articles all link back to the same Reddit thread where the guy that posted the Reddit thread doesn't actually put any proof of his communication with Nintendo. So it's hard to say whether they are or not because he did not link any proof. He just said it. Let's see. OJ admitted Shigeru Miyamoto personally drops bags of money on your doorstep. I wish that they did. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome, but he doesn't. Let's see. You see, I can see your comments, Mr. Dave. What's good? Shout outs, man. And we're not roasting anybody, man. We're not roasting anybody. We're just trying to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to tell the truth. Let's see, I think Rule 2 underestimates plans can change over a few months. The next schedule, like they can exactly. I think he feels that they know ahead of time, but they really don't. Like I said, I thought it was an interesting video. I thought it was a fun video to talk about, but there's no way that they can announce. Like I said, Sony doesn't announce it that far ahead of time. Microsoft doesn't announce it that far ahead of time. Like, they don't know that far ahead of time, and you don't want to announce something, and then if it doesn't come through and you have to wait, or you have to, like, let's say you can't have it in February, then it comes in March, and you have to delay it, like, then you're on, like, a schedule, and then people start having this crazy hype cycle for 2 or 3 months. I just don't think that benefits. Like, I can understand why it maybe benefits, like, maybe some people, because then, like, I think in his video he talked about how, oh, well, yeah, then you can have theories and all that, but I think that, I don't know if that benefits, like I said, most people. I think that most people aren't plugged in online looking for rumors 24/7. Most Nintendo fans or most Nintendo gamers are doing their daily job with their families, doing whatever, and then when the Nintendo Direct comes up, they're like, oh, the Direct's here, I'll watch it. They don't sit down and wait for rumors and watch Nash Weedle and Attack of the Backlog and look at Nate the Hate. They don't, most Nintendo fans don't do that. It's just the small niche of people on Twitter. So Nintendo adjusting their plans because of Twitter and because of Nash Weedle and because of guys like that seems ridiculous to me. Like to adjust everything because some people get Nintendo Direct rumors wrong, right? Or people get crazy about Direct rumors. I don't think that's the right course of action, in my opinion. But that's just me, you know. That's just me. Galactamang with the $5 dono. It says Queen Essence is welcome to Galactic Queen's 9-inch solid snake. See, I'm on topic anytime. Give her my 401 yet. Dude, listen, man. There is no way that it's that 9 that's not true. You must be talking about the size of the hat that you're wearing, the 4950, the 9-inch hat, because the cap that you're talking about right now just does not exist. You know what I'm saying? It's a figment of your imagination. A figment of your imagination, my boy. Thank you for the 5 though. I appreciate it. A figment of the imagination. Also, shout outs to Shinru with the Jonin tier. Thank you much, Shinru, with the Jonin tier pledge. Welcome back, my boy. I appreciate that.
I come here because you are a shill and a fanboy. I also am a shill. Nintendo gave me money called gold points for years for buying and loving their games, lol.
Shout outs, Casual Dude. Thank you for the 3 as well. I appreciate you, fam. And why would Nintendo support leaker rumor culture in that way? Well, I mean, I don't know if that supports, leaker rumor culture. I think he was just saying because of the leakers, because of that. I just don't think Nintendo should react to people who get pissy about directs happening or not happening based off of leakers, right? Like, I mean, it's like, oh, well, since leakers do all this, like, why do that? Just announce it so then the leakers don't have any room to stand. Which, like I said, I understand that from that viewpoint. I get it. Like, if you're online all the time like that, but most people are not. The large majority are not. Most people just see, hey, there's a new Nintendo Direct. Okay, I'm going to watch it. Like I said, the amount of people that are on Twitter that are going crazy or leak, like, it's such a small amount of people that actually play games. So that's the difference right there. So I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's feasible, just because they don't have they don't have everything set 2 or 3 months ahead of time. Like I said, most would be a month, and even then, that's still cutting it close. There might be a game where they say, oh, we've got the trailer, we've got something awesome, can this make it? Can we get this game in the Nintendo Direct? They're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna shuffle this around, we're gonna put, like, you know, and they're not gonna announce anything till everything is set, solid, ready to go, and like, banked, loaded, everything's ready, right? So I think that's the issue with announcing it, you know, months ahead of time. I just don't think it's gonna work, like I said, feasibly with what they're going to do, you know. So yeah, man. But it's all good. Let's see, the angle of it will stop slop content isn't accurate. You'll get more degenerate discussion, just like last year leading to April. Oh, that's true. Last year leading to April, there was a lot of degenerate stuff. I think it's just kind of cool. If anything, I would say 2 days ahead of time, maybe at most a week ahead of time. I think that works. Like, if they can do like a week ahead of time so everyone knows exactly when it is. Like, dropping it like a day before, that can be kind of panicky for people, because, you know, are they going to be able to get work off? Are you going to be able to, you know, like, I get, like, the day before is kind of sucks at times. Depending on what you're doing, the day before can be rough. So, I mean, I would say 2 days to a week before would be nice. But anything before that, yeah, can probably lead to a lot of slop. I think that when you do it a day before or so, it doesn't give people the opportunity. But also, if you don't, then people can speculate and it can lead to a lot of slop too. So I think it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't type of situation, you know? Thank you, Shinru, with the Jonin tier. Thank you, Casual Noob, with the 3. You see Pokemon 30 logos with all the Pokemon? I did. I saw some of them. Maybe not all of them, but I saw some of them. I generally enjoy you roasting haters, but on a lighter note, did you order RE Generations Pack? I did order RE Generations Pack for Switch 2. I don't know if my order's been slightly delayed, and I'm not picking up Fallout 4. No, I'm not picking up Fallout. I don't think I'm picking up Fallout 4. I have that game on the Xbox One and on PC. I played it for like 50 hours on PC. It's just not for me. And I think I played it a little bit on Xbox One, but yeah, I mean, it's just not for me. But it's a good game, though. It's a good game. It is a good game. Did you see, I was trying to say so we can have time to speculate based on what's already came out and what's expected in the Direct, not helpful to Nintendo or the community. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think that if you announce it that far ahead of time, I mean, games are still being announced. Is this game going to be in the Direct? I mean, I just don't know. It's tough. Like, it's tough. I think that that's a little bit too early. But like I said, I understand why he said it, and like, I think it's a fun discussion point for sure, you know? Let's see. Look how Star Wars Outlaws looks on the Directs. Looked amazing for a few weeks later. That's true. I mean, that's true. So, I mean, sometimes you have to wait, right? You don't know exactly what you want to put into the show or whatever. So, like, you don't want to announce anything until you're fully sure everything's a good, like, you know, good to go. When you start announcing things really early and, like, let's say you can't deliver, then that's when it becomes a problem, you know? So... Yo, Galactaman, I already told you my price. We can do, you want to do 10K, we can do 10K. 10K, get in front of the camera, you know what I'm saying? And like, we can do it. So I'm down. I'm down, but there's got to be a 10K wager on that one. So get yourself 10K, get in front of a camera, let's do it. I'll find a promoter, we can do it. Content creator fights fan for 10K on the line. Don't worry, people will show up for that. We can stream it. We'll get views. So I already told you what my price tag is. Sarah Bond was killing Xbox. Good riddance. Hopefully they steer the ship back on course. Magnum, do you actually believe Sarah Bond is the reason why Xbox is not doing good. Like, do you actually believe that? Do you actually believe that? Casual Noob with the $3.
I wouldn't say the small amount of people online worrying about leaks for Nintendo Directs actually play games. I think they spend so much time worrying about the next Direct that if they just played games they would be too busy to complain and worry lol.
Maybe. That's how my brother is. My brother, he's a gamer, but he never complains or never, like, cries for Nintendo Directs because he has his job, he has his wife, he has his kid, and he has other things to do. So that's how the large majority of people are. Yes, like kids that go to school, they don't care. They go to school, they're drinking Capri Sun and they're playing sports. They don't care when it happens. It happens. It's just a lot of terminally online adults, usually millennials to like Zoomers that do this, you know. But like seriously though, do you guys actually believe Sarah Bond's the reason why Xbox is that? Like, Phil Spencer did nothing. Who's Sarah Bond's boss? Like, let me ask you guys that. Who did Sarah Bond report directly to? It's very, very, very apparent here that Sarah Bond is the fall guy, is the fall woman, is the scapegoat for Xbox failing. I think it's very clear here that they are just pinning it on her. They are trying to pin it on her so somebody can take the blame. So that's what's happening here, in my opinion. You got all these stories coming out, going multi-platform, and Xbox everywhere was her idea. What the hell? No, it wasn't. That was before she even got promoted. They were already doing and thinking about that. Phil Spencer announced that. Sarah Bond reports to Phil Spencer. How can Sarah Bond supersede Phil Spencer on reports of going multi-platform? This is insane. This is literally Tom Warren and the people that are spreading this literally are putting a hit piece on Sarah Bond and making her the fall person for whatever reason they're going to. They are making her the fall person. Phil Spencer's the boss. How can Sarah Bond all of a sudden leapfrog Phil Spencer and tell him what to do? If that's the case, then it's Phil Spencer's fault because he gets paid more and he's at a higher position than Sarah Bond. If these were bad ideas, Phil Spencer should have been the one that says, no, we're not going to do that because that's a bad idea. Did he just sit back and let Sarah Bond do everything? This is insane. I don't know why people are sitting back and believing every single little thing from this hit piece that Tom Warren wrote. It's insane. Phil had to bend the knee to Sarah. Bend the knee to How? Phil Spencer is her boss. How? How is the how does he have to bend the knee? Based off of what? Literally, if Phil Spencer wanted Sarah Bond fired, he could have fired her at any time. He's her boss. Shout outs to Shinru with the $3 or $5 Ninja Peach.
I wish I could not look at Twitter or Blue Sky regularly, yet seeing people fall apart online over small things and pocket watchers is so good. Comment sections go crazy with the occasional too wild. I'll send a music request soon.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Thank you, Shinru, with the $5 dono. I appreciate that. What's up, Elias? Welcome. People really don't want Phil to take a hit to his reputation. Well, he already resigned, so it's funny that people are trying. I mean, and Sarah Bond, she also resigned. Phil Spencer retired. Sarah Bond resigned. So, but like people that are trying to just blame it on Sarah Bond is absolutely insane. Now you've got people coming out the woodwork saying employees didn't like her and her decisions led to extremely low console sales. Like, this is insane. Sarah Bond is not the one that caused all of these issues. I'm not saying that she's not without blame with some of her marketing campaigns and some of the stuff that she did, but to sit back and pin it all on her as if it's her fault is absolutely atrocious and ridiculous and absurd. And I dare anyone to actually sit there and like we can go through it one by one. I have a link here where I talked about this, where somebody pushed back a little bit when it comes to it. Detective Seeds. So Detective Seeds put up an article saying the first counter to the Verge article. Sarah Bond started her position as president of Xbox on October 26, 2023. Phil Spencer talking publicly about the initial vision of Xbox Everywhere was July 2020, and then Xbox Everywhere Focus was August 2021. Sarah Bond was a corporate VP in 2020 and 2023. So she wasn't even the president of Xbox when they were planting the seeds of on PC, on other places, on mobile, on everywhere. The birth of This Is a Xbox was initiated at least 3 years prior to Sarah Bond assuming her role. Probably should have researched more before writing the article. That's what he says. And then he also provided some links when it comes to that. So that's insane that they're sitting there and they're blaming Sarah Bond. You can even go further back to when Phil Spencer was like, oh, well, we're not going to do day and date PC with our games. We're not going to do PC. And then they did day and date PC. Like, that was even before Sarah Bond. I think before she even worked there. I think this was like in 2016 or 2017. It was like, I think well before she started working there. Phil Spencer was saying, oh, we're not going to do PC. Then they did PC, like day and date. Like, so I don't know. This is weird. Let's see. Isn't it too soon for a CEO to be let go so soon for retirement? I think there's a story behind the scenes. What do you think? Yeah, like one of the little bit of the story that we're getting here is that apparently Phil Spencer, was like kind of like nudge, like retire now, like take your pension and retire. Because they're trying to. The new report is that the new lady is going to casually sunset Xbox. Now that's the next follow-up report, is that she's there to sunset Xbox. So essentially diffuse and deflate the Xbox,
the new boss
situation.
At Xbox, I think, is an actual AI program that Nadella put in place to show how advanced Microsoft AI is. That it can run the Xbox game division. Mark my words, we will find out. They put an AI program in charge.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Sarah joined back in 2017. Yeah, but she was not making decisions for Phil Spencer in 2016, 2017, and 2018. That is wild. And if she was, then that's Phil Spencer's fault. That's Nadella's fault, okay? Nutella. That's Nutella's fault for letting somebody who's not your boss make big decisions. So it's not her fault. It's not her fault. It's like if you let a child continuously destroy your things, and then the child grows up to destroy things, and then you blame the child instead of yourself. You are the adult. You are in charge. You are the person there. Why are you letting this person that's not in charge make all of the decisions? Like, sometimes I remember, like, when my daughter said, I want to drive, Dad. I'm like, no, you're not old enough to drive. You're 6 years old. You can't drive. No, I'm going to drive. No, just because you drive a toy car does not mean that you drive my car. You can't, and listen, I'm not trying to equate her to a small child, but it's the same thing. There was a power structure here. I'm in charge. I'm the boss, okay? You're not. I'm the boss. I make the decision. Sure, you have some responsibilities, but I'm the boss. So, no, I barely believe any of this. If her marketing campaigns were trash, and if she said things that were garbage, it's up to Phil Spencer to tell her no. Do you know how many times Miyamoto tells people no? Miyamoto's been right and he's been wrong. Reggie's been right and Reggie's been wrong. But at the end of the day, it falls on them to make sure, if they're directly involved, to make sure that things go right. So, absolutely not, man. This is crazy. Stay, I just wanted people to take over and have no pushback at all. Sorry, please. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Let's see. We all know why Bond was a scapegoat. I mean, listen, there's a lot of factors why Bond's becoming a scapegoat here. One of what you're thinking is probably one of them, but there's other factors too, Dudes out here liking women pointing fingers at her. These dudes are dweebs. Are you calling Xbox a small car? What I'm saying is this: if you're in charge, you need to be the one that's in charge. You cannot allow an underling to make a massive ad campaign that completely goes against what you think or feel, and then sit there and say, oh, well, it was her idea. Now, Phil didn't say that, but the fact that people are taking this and running with it, I think it's very clear why people are looking for someone to blame. It's like when you see the thumbnails of like Miyamoto, I got something in my hair, I think. It's like when you see the thumbnails of Miyamoto, like with Pokemon Legends ZA, review scores or quality, and like somebody uses Miyamoto and blames him and puts him on the thumbnail. It's like that nonsense. Like, wait a minute, what does Miyamoto have to do with it? Like, he's not the one who made Pokemon Legends ZA. He didn't. Yeah, sure, he works at Nintendo. He has some say on how, like, release schedules, maybe potentially, or other things like that. But really, he's not the one to blame. Like, why are you blaming him? You know? So it's just weird, bro. It's just weird. What's more curious is like Todd Howard and Bethesda think of all this change at Xbox. She's a black woman, and that's why we always scapegoat. No one tell me otherwise. I mean, like I said, I think that's part of it. I don't think that's all of it, but I think that's part of it for some people, especially online. People aren't even questioning things; they're just running with it. They're just literally running with it. And like, not like this post right here from Nick Tech. He says one drove. He talked about how Matrick drove Xbox into the ground, and Sarah Bond put the nail in the coffin. He doesn't even mention Phil Spencer. He doesn't even mention Phil Spencer. He goes to this, you know, he doesn't even mention Phil Spencer. On top of that, he doesn't even mention it at all, man. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy, bro. It's a targeted attack towards Sarah Bond, for sure. It's a targeted attack towards her. Like I said, I'm not saying that she wasn't responsible for some of it, but at the end of the day, you're only as good as your superiors. You're only as good as your superiors as let you be. If it's a bad idea to do something, when I worked in marketing, when I worked in sales, if I said something and it was a bad idea, my boss was like, nah, that's a bad idea. Like, we're not gonna do that. If I said something and it was a good idea, my boss was like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. We're going to do it. And now, if it didn't go right, my boss would get the flack for it because it's my boss. When they report to their superiors, it's their problem. But then when my boss comes back to me, they say, hey, that wasn't good. We need to make sure that we do this, you know, blah, blah, blah. But you win as a team and you lose as a team. Like, if you've ever played team sports, that's kind of how it works. You know, you win and you lose as a team. Now, don't get me wrong. Sure, there's some people that blame, you know, certain people for some things. But at the end of the day, like, if you don't draft up, if you're a coach and you don't bring good plays, if you don't bring enough good plays, because everything's not going to work. But if you don't bring enough good plays to the game and you lose, it's not just one guy's fault that fumbled, or it's not just one person's fault that did this, or one person's fault that did that. There's a lot of areas that could have been improved to help you guys win the game. And as a coach, you didn't get it done. You didn't call enough good plays. You didn't get it done. It's not just one person's fault. It's a lot of people's fault. Like I said, they're scapegoating her at this point, you know? Matt Booty, Aaron Greenberg, etc. not getting trashed, pure sexist and race at play. I mean, maybe. I mean, I think that's part of it. Nintendo's not going to rescue Bluepoint. No. They're not going to rescue Bluepoint, no. They didn't even rescue Alpha Dream, so why would they rescue Bluepoint? People didn't stop bringing up Reggie. He never ran Nintendo. Reggie ran Nintendo of America. So marketing campaigns, certain aspects like that was actually on him. The fact that the Wii U reveal at E3, that's partly on him. That's partly on Mr. Iwata. It's on both of them. So Reggie was responsible for that. Marketing campaigns and things for, like, you know, the new Nintendo 3DS and stuff like that. That's on him and Scott Moffitt. So Scott Moffitt used to be a former Nintendo marketing guy, executive. That's on him too, you know, but it's not just any singular one person's fault, but there are things that you can probably equate just to one person and that they've taken responsibility for that. So Xenoblade not getting an initial localization, that was Reggie's fault. That was literally his call. And he was like, nah, we're good, you know? So you can blame him for that. And he admitted that in his book, that, hey, he got it wrong on that one, you know? But when it comes to stuff like this, Xbox has had multiple misfires, multiple problems. Before Sarah Bond was there, during Sarah Bond was there, and probably after Sarah Bond being there. So, like, you can't just pin everything on her. And that's what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to pin most of it or a lot of it on her. And I don't think so. Do I think she was perfect? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Do I think she was perfect and she doesn't deserve any criticism? No, I think she deserves some criticism. But at the end of the day, like I said, she still reports to somebody above her. Reggie never wanted to be Operation Rain. Yeah, Reggie never really wanted to release, and ultimately they really didn't. They only released one out of the 3 Operation Rainfall games. The other 2 were picked up by third parties. So like, what was it? Marvelous did the last story. That was published by Nintendo in Japan. Nintendo of America didn't pick it up. Jimmy Mac with the $5 says Xbox has not and will not ever get past the Xbox One launch in this community. Brand is cooked. Let Asha sunset the brand and MS just be a publisher. I mean, that's the new report that's coming in, Jimmy Mac. I don't like less competition though. Like I think 3 systems is fine. Me personally, I think 3 systems is okay. It gives people enough choice and ecosystems, but you know, whatever. The portrayal Sarah in these articles by Xbox employees is radically loaded with corporate doublespeak and her leadership style, and now she was difficult to work with. Yeah, none of that ever leaked beforehand. So you're telling me how terrible she was, and none of that ever leaked. Nobody said, everybody said anything but, or people usually said good things about Sarah. Now all of a sudden she resigns or is fired. Now all of a sudden she's terrible. All of a sudden she's difficult. All of a sudden she's this, she's that. I mean, the new Satellia Nadelia, Satellite View Natalia, he literally didn't even mention Sarah Bond in his speech about it. So it's like, and he hires somebody with no actual gaming experience, with hasn't even been at Microsoft that long, you know. So I don't know, man. Thanks for streaming today. I had to create the game Battleship in my programming class. Oh well, you'll help me relax. Hey, shout outs. I bet that was stressful. I bet that was stressful. Hey, what's up, Follow Nick? Yeah. I never blame Phil or Sarah for anything. We know the push for Microsoft to recoup costs for ABK acquisition comes from the top of the chain command, Satya Nadella and Amy Hood.
The anti-woke and anti-day hate YouTube channels will pick up these articles and villainize Sarah Bond when she probably got fired with Phil Spencer for going against Nutella's direct orders.
Yeah, maybe. That's another theory that people are floating out there too. The new lady, something in common. Listen, I'm not gonna go there. She is an AI lady though. I'll say that. Sarah wasn't fired. She resigned. Yeah, but I think Sarah would have been fired. I don't think, like, let's say Sarah said, "Oh, I want to stay." You think that they were gonna actually keep her? There's no way they were gonna actually keep her. It was either she resigns or she gets fired. I don't think she had a choice. And you know why I don't think she had a choice? She was posting about Xbox stuff literally 3 hours or so before the announcement. She didn't even know. She didn't even know about it. Then all of a sudden, she resigns. So she's like, listen, if you know that you're gonna resign, or if you know that your time is done at a company, you're not going to be posting about accessibility and stuff 3 hours before it happens. You're gonna take your stuff and you're gonna go. You're not gonna post about anything, okay? So the fact that she was posting the day of, hours before the announcement, before it leaked, I mean, come on, bro. We all knew what was happening. We all know what happened here. I don't agree with needing to be a gamer to be in position of power. The credentials should be enough. It's not about needing to be a gamer, but I do think that having experience in the gaming industry is something that would help her. The fact that she's moving, like, this is like a blue shell essentially, where she's screamed past multiple Xbox executives and multiple people with a lot more experience than her to the top. That should be critiqued. I'll say that should be critiqued. In my opinion, at least, it should be critiqued a little bit. Like, listen, because like I said, she hasn't been with Microsoft that long, and it's not like she completely dominated every area that she was before. It's not like she dominated areas and was like, oh my god, I was the GOAT that brought this company up from ruins. She's only 36. She's not even that old, so she never even had the time to really do a lot of that. If you look at her resume, like I said, she's young. 36 in a corporate world, 36 is fresh spring chicken at 36. You are not old at all. You're actually very young. And in a lot of corporate worlds, they'll treat you like, oh yeah, you're young. You're young. You still need to. I know, because I worked in the corporate world. Trust me. A lot of the people, you really don't even start really kicking till you're like 33, 34. And then maybe you move up to a junior VP role or something like that. And then by the time that you're maybe like 40 something, 50, that's when you get into like a lead or, you know, big role, like late 30s, 40s. I know she's close. She's 36. But I mean, it just seemed like she threw a blue shell. She got a blue shell and she threw it. And there's a lot of other people that have been there longer that might have been able to do a little bit better. But, you know, whatever. Glad Nintendo isn't like Sony and Microsoft, man. Nintendo has a lot of faults, but managing their people ain't one. I mean, there's always problems managing people. Nintendo's also have their fair share of issues, but no company's perfect and nobody's expecting anybody to be perfect, you know? Let's say, hey OJ, do you think Phil is in on this? Why are journalists painting this picture of Sarah now? I don't know. Like I said, I think because people like Phil and maybe people don't like Sarah Bond, you know, I think that might be that's part of it, you know? Imagine a hockey coach not knowing all about hockey. I mean, there's parallels to that, right? Like, there's definitely parallels to it. Like, I guess running a business, there are adaptable things. Like let's say, you know, I never worked in staffing before, but there were things that I worked at my last like car place that I worked at that transfer over to staffing, and like they'll train you. But I didn't go from my place that I worked before to a manager, you know what I'm saying? And yes, executive is different because she was at an executive level, so of course you're not going to go back down. But I do think that, you know, maybe there should have been an interim CEO like Matt Booty, and then maybe she should have came in like before, like underneath Matt Booty, and then maybe the whole plan should have been Matt Booty takes the transition as she learns and as she gets better, then she transitions to that, and then Matt Booty is a different type of role. So I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I think it's a little weird. It's a little weird. Booty. Yo, what's up, Rags? Welcome, man. How you doing today? Phil Spencer been at Microsoft for his entire life. I mean, Phil Spencer's been at Microsoft more years than he's been alive. So yeah, that is true. So most of his life, or a good chunk of his life, has been at Microsoft. I think he started when he was like 20, and he's 58 now, and he's 38 years. So yeah, he bleeds Microsoft. He knows Microsoft. He's been at Microsoft for a very long time. Hypothetically, how would you feel about Xbox closing? I wouldn't like it. No, I wouldn't like it. I don't think Steam or Meta could ever really take Microsoft's place because their ideas don't align with like console, at least. You know, I know Microsoft's not being console anymore, but they don't really align with that. So I don't know if they actually truly take the place. I do think though that this is a prime opportunity for someone like Sega to come back. No, Sega's probably never coming back to hardware, but you know, I don't know if there ever will be somebody else that comes back into hardware now, you know. Let's see, the difference between Nintendo is that they're mostly a gaming company, while gaming is just a side project for Microsoft. You know, we all agree on. We hope Microsoft will expand offerings on Switch too. I mean, well, they've got a bunch of, you know, Bethesda games coming out, and Indiana Jones is coming out as well, so they're doing that. COD's coming. Wait for the next Nintendo Direct. I understand having the criticism, but we don't know how she earned the gig over Bind. It's about connections. Business moves aren't gamers' strong suit. Yeah, that's also true too. Samsung or Apple. Yeah, Samsung and Apple would not be a real replacement for Microsoft. They just come in with like all digital and like Steam machine type of stuff for like laptops or whatever, you know. Like it wouldn't be like Microsoft. It wouldn't be like that. We saw what they did with the Apple Scottie Pippen. They tried to make a system with the Apple Scottie Pippen, and it was terrible. And they got out of it very quickly. So yeah, Apple would definitely. I mean, Apple has the money to do it. They've got the money. They've got the people. They've got the connections. They've got everything. Apple's got everything that they need to get into the console business. But I think that they're looking at it from like, what's the point of getting into the console business? We make trillions of dollars off of just selling phones, selling stupid things, selling laptops and, you know, computer iMacs and iPods and all sorts of stuff or whatever they sell. So I think that, I don't know if they feel like it's even worth it, you know? Let's see here. Apple just needs to give me an OLED TV and I'll be happy. They can get into that. Let's see. Yeah, the Apple Scottie Pippen sucked. It was trash. Watch Phil and Bond join Steam and make what Xbox wasn't. I kid. Yeah, that's not happening. It'll be wild if Phil, whoever starts their own company and builds a console. Yeah, I don't think it's that easy. So yeah, I don't see them doing that. But yeah, that'd be crazy. AAA gaming has become too expensive and high risk. It really has been. It's become wild. It's become to the point to where it's like not sustainable for a lot of people out there. For the and like I said, free to play games have come in and really swooped in and done a lot of damage and taken a lot of mind share from people out there. Let's see. Apple's never cared about gaming, even though they make a crap ton of money via the App Store. Yeah, I mean, they care about gaming when it fits what they want to do. Like when it fits like mobile, they care about it that way, but they don't truly care about it. New James Bond for the Switch 2. I hope it's good. Let's see. Nintendo is the one that has been in the business of toys and entertainment longer than the rest. They've seen their ups and downs, but have learned a lot about being critical of attempting short-term strategies versus better long-term ones. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, I agree with that. Was it Akami? I agree with that, bro. An Apple OLED TV would cost $5K, probably. Depends on, like, maybe they have different sizes. It would take hundreds of billions of dollars to be able to get into the game console business now. Yeah, it would take billions. It would take a lot of money to build a system that would be strong enough and everything. Like, you know, I do think that there is an opportunity for Apple to put out a, you know, like a very x86 box that is a console that can play, like, you know, somewhere maybe between a you know, an Xbox Series S and like a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, somewhere between there for a decent price, and say, hey, you can play games on here along with Apple App Store stuff. I think, you know, and if they made it to where you can port to it as easy as it is to port to Xbox Series or PS5, then I think that could maybe do something. And if they actually put some money into like developing games, like say like Apple Game Studio, where they don't go for third-party exclusives and buy up every company, but they have their own real, like a couple different games. Like, hey, you guys are going to make a shooter. You guys are going to make this. You guys are going to make this, and it's going to be exclusive to our box, right? I think that could be an opportunity. But once again, that would take billions of dollars, you know, to do something like that. But I think it's something that they could do. Like, if they really wanted to do it, they have the money to do it. And I think that could be successful. Once again, you get a $399 box, you know, $400 box, Apple branding, white console. You make about 2 to 3 development studios that make first-party games. Nothing crazy. 3 to 4 year development. Doesn't need the graphics to be the craziest. Just good games. Get industry veterans. Make good games. Control your budget. Like I said, 3 to 4 years does not have to be cutting edge. Does not have to be Ghost of Tsushima or anything like that. Make some nice single-player games and put them out there. Once again, nothing too crazy. 10, 15-hour games. 1 adventure game. 1 shooting game. 1 action game or something like that, right? And put that out there. $60 for the games. 3-year development cycles, nothing crazy on graphics. Make it exclusive to your box and say, this is what we're offering. And of course, court third-party developers and say, hey, look, if you port on here, it's very easy to port. It's like just like making the game on PS5, you know, with some optimization here and there. If they can create something like that, which I think would be impossible for $400, I think, which I just said something that'll probably be impossible for that price, considering how much RAM you would need and stuff like that. But if they could, that would be an opportunity. If they could make something like that, you know. So at this point, Nintendo's the only game company to have somewhat a soul when it comes to games. I'm a PlayStation fan, but I'm really disappointed with management this generation. Yeah, I guess that's definitely something to think about. Make sure you guys hit that like button too. If you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, guys, please. Nintendo forgot about Zelda too. They forgot about Zelda. Yeah, the Switch 2 ports for RE7 and RE8 apparently are good. I think Beat 'em Up said that they're pretty good. Yeah, who's marketing to make a console, especially in today's tariffs, AI bubble, memory madness, doom world, even more difficult than ever. Say anyone bought Soldier Boy's console? Yeah, I know. So that's just like it was like an Android thingy, right? I gotta shine my PS3 for the next 5 years, and my Switch 2. Not gonna buy a $1,200 console to play PS4 and PS5 games. It's ridiculous already. Yeah, and I think that once again, I think that's why it's important for Nintendo to keep the price of the Switch 2. It's got to be 500 and below, and obviously 450. I still feel that if they were somehow able, I know they weren't able to, but if they were able to get this system to $399, that would have been the sweet spot. Them 450 for the Mario Kart bundle, but whatever, you know, it is what it is. In Japan, it hits the sweet spot of about, like, I think it's like 3 something, but once again, different currency, yen, blah blah blah, different, you know, different everything there. But yeah, and it's doing pretty well, but also because the decline of Xbox and PlayStation in Japan is astronomical compared to there is no decline here, at least here in the US there's no real decline. And Xbox, they've sold best here in the US, but in Japan, Xbox and PlayStation are just down. So Switch 1 and Switch 2 just pretty much dominate. Let's see. OJ, are we getting Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 remakes announced soon for Switch 2? I don't know about soon, but are they going to be announced? Yes. Maybe at the next Nintendo Direct. I bought a PS Vita from eBay yesterday for $178. Not bad considering how high prices are for it. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Price markup when the light versions come out. Price markup. I mean, that could happen. You know, we got to wait and see. Once you said Apple for $399, $499, you lost the plot. Maybe. They have money, but they stand premium pricing that would start at $2,500. At least just the AR headset for $3,500. Well, I was saying if they were serious about getting into the Lexgram, if they were serious about getting into the console business, but you know, you're right. I mean, they would never charge that low for a console. Valve is the closest option to Xbox replacement if they can somehow get physical games. They can't, because they'll never build something with the disc drive. They don't want to have that investment. Everything's going to be digital to push what they want, which is Steam, you know. So I don't think they ever will. But OJ, all you need is a Steam Deck. I can't even buy a Steam Deck right now. So I don't know. All I need is a system that can't be bought. And the funniest thing is that people who shill Steam Deck 24/7 online, they don't like talk about that. They'll sit there and say, yeah, but on Steam Deck, dude, you can't even buy one from Valve right now. And that is the most hilarious thing from these people, from these Steam Deckers. It's like they will sit there and talk about Steam Deck as if you can even buy one right now. You can't. Or as if people buy this system like crazy. Dude, nobody's buying the Steam Deck like that. Let's just be honest. Okay, the dishonesty levels from people online are crazy these days. You can't even buy one, and you're sitting here and shilling it. Are you stupid? Not you. I was just saying the people online. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's literally not even available. But why are you telling people you can just do Steam Deck? You can't even buy one. Okay, let me go buy one. Oh, I can't. They're sold out. They're out of stock. Like, what is going on here? Switch 2 system can far exceed its current Xbox and PlayStation platforms. This way, we'll see in a few years. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Can't buy one because it's the most desirable console right now, and everyone's buying it. That's why it's outsold Nintendo bot. Yeah. I think they stopped selling the Steam Deck to build demand for the Steam box or whatever the dumb thing is being called. Not necessarily, Jeffrey Tucker, because they delayed the announcement of the Steam machine because it's the RAM situation that's going on right now. The RAM situation is what's causing the stock shortages, or none of them, to be produced, because the cost of making a Steam Deck is now outweighing the price that they put out for it. Like, the components to probably make it, or even to be profitable, or like, they'd probably lose too much money on it because of the cost of RAM. You need 16 gigabytes of high quality RAM to run it for a Steam Deck, right? I think it has 16 gigabytes of RAM. So you need 16 gigabytes of high quality RAM. You need an OLED panel on there. I mean, there's a lot of components for this thing. It's also a big unit as well. So it's $550 to $650. So I'm guessing that they weren't really making much of a margin on the system in the first place, Jeffrey. So now that the RAM prices have went up and they don't have some type of incredible deal, nor did they have a bunch of stock of the Steam Deck lying around, they don't see it feasible to produce more right now with the price of RAM. That's what I'm guessing is what happened. It's not feasible because you're going to be losing maybe upwards of $100 or $50 to $100 on each unit sold. It just wouldn't financially make sense for them, which is why I say Valve is still a business. People always like to say that, oh, they're the most consumer, everything's for the people. It's like, no, if everything was for the people and they don't care about pricing and sales, they would just make more Steam Decks and take the hit, right? They're obviously not going to do that. So that's why I kind of get into it with Steam Deck people sometimes, because they think that Gaben does this for the love of the game. For they do it because he loves them. No, it's also a business. They've got to look at margins. They've got to look at cost. They've got to look at profit and loss. If they didn't care about all that, then just make the unit. Just make it and take the loss, take the hit. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that at all. Because they still want to make money. They want to make as much money as possible. Valve's employees are paid very well. Like, Gaben is paid very well. Valve's employees are paid upward of nearly $1 million. I think new employees start out at $800,000 a year. And then as long as you work there, you get pay raises of million. Like, they're millionaires. A lot of the people that work at Valve are millionaires, developers. So you need money. You need a lot of money. So they don't want to stop making money, and they don't want to put a debt into their books. So it is what it is. Let's see. AI is taking over RAM. RAM trucks. Yes, RAM trucks need the AI too. Steam Deck is already outdated at this point. Well, I mean, it is and it isn't. Like, you can still play a lot of indie games on there and stuff like that. You can still play games, but it is outdated. But like, Nintendo always made outdated hardware too, and people still found joy in playing those. So let's see. The RAM issue is a drive to connect to the larger data centers. Xbox is in the process of doing now with everything as an Xbox. Yeah, maybe. If they get out PS6 with backwards compatibility in every console, I'm okay. They ask for it, but they're not going to happen. I have a Series X for backwards compatibility mostly. Okay. We'll see this with other platforms. Onboard hardware to handle connectivity, larger computing. The Valve box is the way, and the specs are less than we thought. Let's see. We'll switch to reveal more new games soon at the next Nintendo Direct. So wait for the Nintendo Direct. Let's see, because we just got a bunch of games announced in February. So I mean, like, they're not gonna announce games every single 2 weeks or something, because we just got a bunch of them announced in February, earlier this month. Is Red Dead 2 coming to Switch 2? Yes, it's still coming. Steam Deck, where maybe 50% of the games run and look crusty as hell. That is true. There's a lot of compatibility issues. That's the reason why I got rid of my Steam Deck, is because I was tired of checking and seeing compatibility and seeing if this is gonna run or if that's gonna run or if this is gonna be this or if that. Like, I just got tired of it, and like, I saw that the Nintendo Switch 2 was coming and that it's going to, you know, be strong enough to run a lot of these games. It's going to get the games that I want. Like, the Japanese RPGs are gonna come over. So once I saw Final Fantasy, and once I saw, and like, you know, I heard some information about Persona and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, there's no need, you know. And that, look, I mean, look, listen, guys. If you would have told me a decade ago plus, like in the Wii U era, okay, that you're gonna get a mainline Nintendo system that has mainline, like Metal Gear Solid 4. That was the golden goose, right, of a like core golden goose of PlayStation, Metal Gear. Now, yes, they went multi-platform, but for a long time, Metal Gear was mainly PlayStation first, then other platforms. Now, once again, yes, they did go multi-platform a while back, and there have been Metal Gear games on Nintendo systems or on Xbox, but Metal Gear Solid 4, if you would have told me Metal Gear Solid 4 and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, you know, these were associated with PlayStation as a brand, but if you would have told me you're going to get mainline Final Fantasy and mainline Metal Gear and all of the Metal Gear games on a singular platform with Nintendo in the future, and it's going to come like day and date or near day and date with some of the other platforms, I would have told you get out of town. I would have told you there's no way, you know? So I knew what the result was after I saw that Direct, because I've watched every single Nintendo presentation. I had weirdos and people who have no idea about video gaming that much calling me names and saying all this stuff about me about when I made my video about Steam Deck. But that was the truth. The truth was this was going to be something that a lot of developers are going to want to support. And we've seen that. We've seen Konami come out with Castlevanias, with Metal Gears. We've seen Final Fantasy, Square Enix come out with multiple games. We've seen Ubisoft come out with good ports. that's what I wanted. I don't need every single game. I just need stuff that I would like. I just need Japanese games and a few Western titles here and there. We're seeing Bethesda, we're seeing Microsoft, we're seeing all sorts of stuff. So I already knew once I saw the system and what it was running, the fact that it can run Cyberpunk in handheld mode, I'm like, oh yeah, we're definitely gonna get a lot of games. There's no need for me to own a Steam Deck anymore. I don't need to subject myself to it anymore. So that was basically it, and I was right. Like I said, a lot of people had a problem with what I said, but at the end of the day, I was right. Like, you can look at the Switch 2 and the games that it's getting. We're getting Digimon Storytime Stranger. Heck, that's coming to Switch 1. We're getting Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. By the way, that's not on Xbox Series. By the way, that's only on PS4, PS5, and PC. It's not on Switch 1. It's not on Xbox Series S or X. So we're getting that game. You know, we're getting all sorts of stuff. We're getting all sorts of stuff that I felt was going to come over. When people would see certain games announced and they're like, oh, that's not on Switch 2. I'm like, don't worry. It's going to come. And we get those announcements. So this is what I already foresaw. And I said this multiple times in multiple videos, you know. I have not played Mugenics yet. I'll check it out when it comes to Switch 2. What's up, OG? Been loving my Switch 2. It's a fighting game machine. I'm able to play wired with arcade stick on handheld mode. Oh, yeah, that's nice. No cap, Switch 2 is hands down the best handheld, a great console. I think it's definitely one of the best, if not the best, like in terms of the new age hybrids or powerful, you know, devices. Like if you want to start from like the Switch and up or whatever, like I think it's definitely one of the best for sure. I don't know, I'm super scared that Nintendo gave up Nintendo Directs in favor of partner showcases and indie Directs down in Treehouse. Nintendo doesn't want to do Directs anymore. They're done. They've completely eradicated them. Personally, I had too many issues with running games on Steam Deck, but I also haven't played anything crazy demanding yet. Yeah, like I said, I had issues like with Palworld. You know, I don't care what idiots have to say. I had issues with Palworld, and it's documented online. There are forums and people that had the same issues where they couldn't get it couldn't get it to boot on Steam Deck. At least initially when it first launched. So I just said, but then again, maybe it was. I think personally, it was like a blessing in disguise. Like all the stuff that I kind of went through with that device. It was a blessing in disguise, because ultimately it just led to me being able to get what I needed to get. You know, like things were a little tight for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I could have got it, but like it helped that I was able to sell the Steam Deck, you know, to fund a lot of the stuff that I wanted at launch for the Switch 2. Just because, like I said, I had a lot of stuff that I was taking care of at that time. So for me, at least, it was nice. I was like, okay, I can trade this in. I can get a good price for it. I can sell it. I can, you know, and use that towards the Switch 2, which was cool. Like I said, which helped out. Let's see. Could the next 3D Mario game have a new sidekick for Mario? Maybe. I thought all 3 Golden Sun games, CIB, playing through the first one down. I would love Camelot to be granted creative freedom to make a new game. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to get creative freedom to make a new game. I mean, and like how expansive it would be, Dash Frame, to be honest, man. The Golden Sun games don't ever really sell that well. Gaming and Steam has PC users in a chokehold the same way Apple has Americans in a chokehold. Yeah, somewhat. Digimon at 60 FPS, that reveal was so good. It really was. That reveal was awesome. That was a great reveal, man. First time that you're going to be able to play, like the first reveal of Digimon at 60 FPS at a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. Like I said, not everybody loved it, but for me at least, as a big, you know, JRPG guy, as a big Japanese game guy, like this is what I predicted, this is what I wanted with Switch 2, and this is what we're getting now, you know. So, like I said, not for everybody, but for me, it's cool. Did we discuss the Supreme Court's tariffs are not legal and the console prices are going to go down now? We did not discuss that because we don't know the end result of that. And once again, I don't think console prices are going to go down even after that because you don't know when he's going to change it. So when it comes to tariffs and all that type of stuff, sure, they said it's going to go back down. You could change it just a little bit and make it go right back up. And it can be effective immediately. Then they have to go through the process again. So when you have someone that's not set on what it's going to be and can constantly change their mind, the console manufacturers, they're not going to go back down. On top of that, they wrote him a letter and they asked for, hey, don't do it, and he did it anyway. So he does not care, and he didn't put them on the exempt list for the tariffs. They asked, can we be on the exempt list for computers? He said no. They're like, no, doesn't count. So they're not going to start altering their prices left and right based off of someone who won't stick to one thing and can change at any point. So no, I don't see it going back down or anything, because once again, it can change. It can change, and then are they going to start making their prices, fluctuating them based off of tariffs 1 week compared to the next week, compared to 1 year, compared to finding a loophole next year? They're not going to do all that. That's not happening. Exactly, the memory shortage. Even if you get past the tariffs, the memory shortages are there. So you have the RAM crisis that's going on. So that's not going to happen. No, I'm not here to talk politics. I'm not here to talk politics, guys. I'm not here to talk politics. What I'm saying is that we have an unstable economy with a variety of different things based off of the people that are making decisions. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That is unstable. That is unstable. So, like, yeah. But sorry, no. If you're getting your message removed, it's just because we try to do no politics here. You know. Let's see here. Can actually change it again to prove the division prevents that. Once again, you never know what's going to happen or any types of different things that they're going to enact. So wait for it to fully flesh out. But like I said, even if we take that into account, Flydius, you're right about that. The RAM crisis is another problem. So they're not going to change it because of the RAM crisis. You know? Switch 2 costs as much as 2 sticks of RAM. I don't see that lasting, to be honest. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. We will see. Nintendo tried to keep it down for as long as they could. They've done everything at this point. They've raised the price of other stuff. Like, I think that an NSO subscription could go up in price. I think that could maybe go up $5 to $10 in price. If they do that, I think, like, you know, let's just say, you know, the RAM prices are just too bad, right? And Nintendo can't get past that. I think most people wouldn't mind an extra, or not wouldn't mind, they'd be pissed off. But if a $5 increase on NSO keeps the Switch 2 at the same price, and Nintendo communicates that, then I think people would be like, all right, it sucks that NSO is now 25 to 55, but it's still the cheapest, you know, service out of all of them. And if you have 30 something people, obviously $5 more, that's a lot more. That can maybe offset the cost, but it just depends on, like, I don't know Nintendo's contracts with RAM, you know. Brotendo Shillington with the $10 JoJo on a Monday, baby. And he says, even if Nintendo came out with the Direct tomorrow, both with new 3D Mario and Zelda, and they were the best games ever, short attention spans wouldn't let people be satisfied. Patience is virtue. There's definitely some truth to that. Obviously, people would be happy and be excited. But after Nintendo had their year, where they had Zelda, Odyssey, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, along with a bunch of other games, people were already pissy by January, because they had already played and beat Breath of the Wild. They already played and beat Odyssey, and they're like, I mean, a lot of people didn't even play Xenoblade 2. They didn't buy that. But when it comes to, like, the big Nintendo games, they're like, what's next? What's next? I need my games. And people were complaining all 2018 about, where's my games? There's not enough. They don't have any more. So there is truth to that. Where's third-party games? People were really complaining about third-party games. Really complaining about third-party games. So that was a thing as well. Let's see here. The internet complains about everything. Oh, by the way, we're playing the Xeno X update. No issues for me so far. I don't know why people complaining. Yeah, there's some shimmering going on. There's some issues, like with some of the textures and things, depending on how sensitive your eyes are to it or not. Handheld mode. So there's definitely some issues, and I hope there's a patch that comes out soon. But for a lot of people, it's actually going to be really good, considering it runs at 60 frames per second. That's really solid. And then, of course, obviously the frame rate or the resolution is much better. You can tell that it's much better. So some issues here and there, but hopefully it gets patched. But yeah, I mean, I've been playing it. I showed you guys my gameplay today. If you watched my video, I didn't really see too many issues, but I do see some of the shimmering a bit. But once again, I don't think my eyes are just as sensitive to it. But for some people, it is. So, like I said, hopefully patch soon. Third-party power adapters for Switch. What is a power adapter? let's see. Even Sony themselves said that they are getting to their limit when it comes to raising console prices. So they're going to raise the price of other things like PS Plus. Yeah, and you know, Sony's already raised the price of the PS5 a couple times. So something that they've already done. Let's see, Xenoblade X Switch 2's massive upgrade. It really is. Power brick for the Switch 2 got with 9 out. Oh, okay, like a power adapter? Is that what you're talking about? RAM Crisis, spiritual successor to Time Crisis. That's true. They should just make it to where like you have sticks of RAM and like it's like a RAM gun and you're just shooting RAM at people, like in first person, like Time Crisis. You know, call it a RAM gun game. Let's see, a third. I already read that. Let's see here. What's up, CBH? Welcome. I don't know how much Sarah controlled. I think it's just Microsoft. I think it's part of that. Yeah, people, like I said, people are just. I mean, she controlled some, but people are scapegoating, in my opinion.
I see people saying Xenoblade X looks worse on Switch 2 and better on Switch when I just don't see it. Also, some people play games like it's addicted.
I don't see it as well, and I've played a lot of Xenoblade X on Switch 1. I think there might be some textures or something based on the upscaler that people have pointed out in some videos, but just in motion, especially on this small, I mean, like, you know, usually 4K, the bigger TV looks better, but man, this MSI, I've got a really sleek, brand new MSI OLED monitor, and it looks freaking phenomenal on there. Actually, the footage that you guys saw, if you watched my video today, that was when I was captured it during the spawn cast. I always capture gameplay during the spawn cast if I need to use it like throughout the week for something. And I captured a bunch of gameplay, and it just looks silky smooth. My monitor here is awesome too. It's a 27-inch MSI 4K monitor, like a 240 hertz, and it's awesome. It looks so good. So I was playing it on here, and I have an LG CX OLED TV, and it looks great on this TV too. You know, it looks really good on this TV. So. For me at least, yeah, you know, I don't know, man. Let's see, raising NSO hurts the purchase proposition of the console, so I don't know. Also might be necessary. It does, but what hurts the purchase price of the console more? NSO, which is not needed, or the system itself, which is needed? So, me personally, I think that if you had to choose, like I said, hypothetically speaking, I don't want either to happen. But hypothetically speaking, if they had to choose between raising the price of NSO or raising the price of the console, I would choose raising the price of NSO. And I know that sounds weird because I already have the console, but I'm thinking about the people who don't have the console yet and the console, you know, user acquisition. Most people aren't thinking about NSO when they buy the Switch 2. All they're thinking about is like, oh, I buy the system and I can buy a single player game. I can buy Donkey Kong Bonanza and I don't have to worry about NSO. NSO is not required, you know, for me to enjoy. Whereas this thing, I need the Switch 2 and it costs this amount. So if it's more expensive, that's more of a, I would say, a turnoff than NSO, which is what you don't need. You don't need NSO. Sure, you need it to play some games online, but you don't need it for the system to function and for you to play and all of that, right? Like, you can play, all of Nintendo's games have single player campaigns. Mario Kart World has single player campaign. I mean, it's not the best or anything, but it has one. You can play it single player. You can play it local multiplayer. Every single game on the Switch 2, from Nintendo at least, they all have single player campaigns. So NSO is not needed. There are some people who do not play online, you know? So you do not need NSO. So that's the reason why I say if I had to choose one, it would be NSO. But like I said, it does sound weird because I already have the system, but I'm just thinking about new user acquisition. You know, I got to think of like my Celia marketing terms here, you know? Shout outs to Johnny with the $5 dono. Give me with the super sticker. Thank you guys. You guys are always awesome, man. I appreciate that. I haven't been doing my notifications just because, you know, I've just been talking and vibing with you guys, but we'll do some combo breaks. We'll also do a limit break for the platinum and a half. Let's go. Shout out, guys. maybe the 80 for Mario Kart World is how Nintendo figured they would make up for tariffs. I did not think about that, but Obi brought it up. No, that's not how they thought that they'd make up for tariffs. They already factored tariffs into the cost of the Switch 2 when it comes down to
Every
it.
year I create a new schedule of games to play from my backlog each month, along with room for one new game to play each month, so I got plenty to play without new announcements. If it wasn't for all the medical stuff last year, I would have played more.
Yeah, sorry to hear about the medical stuff. Big love to Casual Noob, multiple $3 donos. Pulling a Justin here. Let's go. Thank you for the support, Casual Noob. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know you had like the whole neck issue last year, so I'm glad that you're feeling good and feeling better and back home now, you know? But when it comes back to what my man said about Obi, the reason why I say they don't make up for tariffs is because you can't bank on $80 Mario Kart being bought by most people. Most people are gonna buy the bundle, and that's what we've seen so far. So I don't think Nintendo can factor in tariffs, which are a consistent presence on any time that you ship a console to America, or you ship a console, you know, to America, and then it needs to be sent or traversed or travels to Canada or whatever the case is, right? Like, you can't bank on people picking up Mario Kart World for 80. It doesn't compute because you're going to be shipping way more consoles than people are picking up the physical copy of Mario Kart World. So that's not a good making up for it, in my opinion. There are far more people that are probably going to get NSO or pay for NSO than buy one physical copy of Mario Kart World at $80. At least they'd have to project that right now because they have the bundle. You know, because they have the bundle. Now, if they didn't have the bundle, then maybe that might factor into it a bit more, but I don't think that, because I don't think many people have even bought the Mario Kart World at 80. To be honest, I think most people just bought the bundle and got it for 50, you know, than that. So what is your reaction? They show a silhouette and pull back the curtain to chase McLean in Lego City Undercover. Yeah, I'm not a big Lego City Undercover player, so thank you, Johnny with the 5, man. I appreciate that, though. Raising NSO to offset cost seems like the obvious choice here. Yeah, I mean, PSN was also raised, obviously. Xbox, you know, Game Pass was raised, so... But, I mean, Sony's raised the price of the console plus PSN. You know, they've done both in different regions in different ways. I think they're offsetting the price with the price of software. Agreed, though. The school absorbing some of the costs on the console. I mean, if they are offsetting it, then we shouldn't have anything to worry about. Because you know all the games are 70 now, right? So if that does offset it, I hope it does, because then there'd be no price increases. Although Nintendo didn't seem like they did, like based off of what they said in the investment, it doesn't seem like the price of software is being offsetting here. But once again, who knows? Maybe it is a little bit to a degree. Maybe they can maneuver in that way. What's up, Leaf Storm? Every time someone says Ram, I just picture an animal ram. I picture the Rams football. I picture a Ram truck, and I picture, you know, yeah, I pretty much picture like the Rams, the football team, plus like a Ram truck. I canceled my NSO because I could no longer justify paying for it. Yeah, not everyone's gonna want to pay for NSO. You know, like if you don't play games online and you don't care about the classic games that are on there, then you don't need it. I need NSO for Dust Bloods. That's true. And the thing about it is that you don't have to perpetually pay for NSO. You can cancel it, and then when a game comes out that you want, you can buy it for a month, or you can buy it for 3 months, or you can buy it for a year and say, okay, I'll have it for this time, I'll enjoy it, and if I want to play online, I will. That's what I did for Xbox Live. That's what I did for PSN. I was never a perpetual buyer of PSN and Xbox Live. I only bought them when I had a game that I wanted to play. When Call of Duty came out and I was playing on Xbox 360, I had it. You know, for PSN, Uncharted 4, I wanted to play Uncharted 4 online or whatever that was for PSN, for PS4. I paid for it 1 month, you know? So I only paid for things when I felt like there was a game that I really wanted to play. I never paid for them just because, you know? So you can always do that too. You don't need to perpetually pay for it. Hey, what's up, Bad Scent? Welcome to the stream. The Mario Kart World Bundle is still a thing. I might pick it up sometime in March. I would say definitely pick it up more sooner than later, right? Because you said March. Because I don't know if there is going to be a price increase. I don't know when that's going to happen. And 2, I don't know when that bundle is going to be out. Now, Nintendo did say that it is a limited time bundle while supplies last, but I'm guessing there's a lot of supply because you can still get it, and that's still the best selling one. Most people still buy the Mario Kart bundle for $500. So, you know, but I mean, if you want to get it, definitely swoop it up, pick it up now, or pick it up like you said in March. But Yeah, it's available now on here in the U.S. at least. I don't know about overseas. I don't know what they got going on there, but here in the U.S., it's available for 500. With the new Nier game probably coming or probably happening, and Yoko Taro working on a new Evangelion anime, I expect the Nier Evangelion collab down the line. Yeah, maybe. What's up? Hey, what's up, Kevin Unlocked? I want Switch 2 Lite. Would be cool to have something more compact. Yeah, I think getting that to actually work at a good size is probably the problem, considering how powerful the Switch 2 is. Do you like Path of Radiance? I do like Path of Radiance. I like it. It's good. It's very good. I'm glad Pokemon Fire Red is not on NSO, at least one first-party game for not on live service. I mean, some people were saying that they should have both. Some people were saying that it should have been cheaper, you know. And I'm saying you guys should hit the like button. So if you have not hit that like button, I'm saying that you guys should absolutely hit that like button. I also want to say, guys, with the presentation tomorrow, I will be live streaming. So if you guys want to come hang out, you know, I know some of you guys will be at work, but I will be live streaming. I'll start probably like 2 hours before the live stream. I'll probably start like around 12. So we're going to hang out. We're going to talk about Mario Bros. Wonder Switch 2 Edition. We're going to talk about Pocopia. We're going to talk about potential Nintendo Directs in the future. We're going to talk about all sorts of stuff. So if you want to come by, hang out, you know, I'll be here. I'll be here before the show. I'll be here during the show, and I'll be here after the show. So I'll be here. I'll be here. So thank you guys for everybody that, you know, watched my video today, and so that they're going to watch the Direct with me, or not the Direct, sorry, the presentation with me. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Looking forward to talking about a bunch of different things here. Shoot, I'm doing well. Plus, got back crazy Monday. Hey, shoutouts. Let's go. It seems like Tales of Berseria isn't getting a Switch 2 version from what I've seen. Are you planning to play it on Switch 2? No, because Bandai Namco, I don't like what they're doing with the Tales games. They're just making them Switch 1, and they're also making them cap at 30 FPS. They're not uncapping the frame rate. So no, I'm not going to Bandai Namco. I don't know what they're doing. Switch 2 Lite would be a Switch Switch OLED size, probably. Although Switch OLED feels pretty small, I guess, now compared to Switch 2 at times. What's up, Ryan Cardo? Welcome. What's good, man? Welcome. NSO is the cheapest for consoles, only $20 a year, and if you need it for just months, just like $4. Exactly. Yeah, you can always just like use it spotty wise. I have a family with 8 people for like 4 years now. Completely worth it. If Fatal Fury comes to Switch, I'm canceling my PSN. Yeah. I mean, if you can do a family plan with people, it's essentially dirt cheap. It's like nothing. It's like what, $1 a month or something out of your pocket. I think it's pretty low. If you do like the whole family thing, you're barely. It's like I said. It's like paying for. It's like nothing if you do it that way. OJ, how do you think Fallout 4 will perform on Switch 2? It releases tomorrow, right? Apparently there's 120 FPS mode on there, or at least uncapped frame rate. Looks kind of crusty, so we'll see once they show it. Maybe there's a day 1 patch or something. Hey, OJ, what games are you playing right now on Switch 2? Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Switch 2 Lite should be able to dock. It might not, so we'll see. OJ, it might not. PS and Xbox should offer family plans. Yeah, you know, I don't subscribe to PS or Xbox, you know, so I don't feel there's any need to subscribe to them, to be honest, for me, just for me.
Costco and Sam's Clubs and stores had the bundle on clearance a bit ago at PlayerEssence. Spread the word. Okay,
so yeah, check your Costco or Sam's Club. They might have the bundle on sale, so check that. Thank you, Casual Noob, for another $3 dono. Getting us to 172 on the combo board. I meant to say 175 because here comes Justin with another 3. Let's go.
I noticed something someone pointed out that I thought was awesome. That the people complaining about tech stuff on Switch 2 by naming stuff like technically processes that most people gaming don't know. It shows the problem most complainers are tech head.
Yeah. I think most people don't really care. I mean, I think that's the reason why Switch 1 did so well though, right, Justin? Most people don't care. People would always complain about, oh, the graphics on this and the graphics on that, which are valid complaints, by the way. But, like, most people just didn't care with Switch 1. So I think that's kind of some of the stuff that's happening with Switch 2 as well. So, yeah, good comment, though. Good comment. Recently, I've been playing Mario Maker 2. I like doing creative stuff. I forgot to add a cat Mario in it. I try to make ridiculous levels when I do. Yeah. I'm not a big Mario Maker guy, but I'm glad that you're having fun with it. If I got a family plan and the homies each spend 10 a year, it's incredible. Yeah, it's $10 a year. Like that's literally pennies a month. Like I'm not even joking. That's pennies a month. It's less than $1 for like the year then, right? 12 months in a year, $10 for the year. So you're spending just, I mean, it's about $1, a little bit less, depending on how many people you get. I mean, it's wild. And then you have access to all like the stuff, right? Like you have access to like the NSO Plus, or is it just like the basic one? Is it the $20 one? Or is it the 30? I'm guessing it's the 30 or the $50 one, right? The NSO Plus. So I'm not sure. I've heard your take on Pacopia. Would you recommend it for someone that doesn't really like Minecraft or Dragon Quest Builders? I would recommend it. Yeah, I'd recommend it for somebody if you like Dragon Quest Builders, or if you like Animal Crossing. I think those are the games that it replicates, is Animal Crossing and Dragon Quest Builders. So if you don't like Animal Crossing and if you don't like Dragon Quest Builders, then Pacopia is probably not your thing, especially at 70. You know, but you can watch the presentation tomorrow. It might be the exception to the rule for you. You know, I don't like rogue games, but I like Hades. So that's good. Yeah, the NSO expansion family plan. Yeah, so there you go, $10 a year. That's wild. That's like basically free. PS and Xbox don't offer online games. I enjoy because much of them have FOMO, and I hate FOMO. I mean, yeah, like for me, if I ever play anything on Xbox or PlayStation, it's going to be a free-to-play game. It's not going to be a game that's not like that I gotta pay for. I learned my lesson after Helldivers 2. Like, I learned my lesson, even though I played that on PC. I think I got a PS. Did I get a PS? No, not Helldivers 2. What game did I buy? I forgot. Well, anyway, I'm not buying PSN to play. I'm not buying PSN to play their games online. There's nothing that they make that makes me want to play online. Now, maybe if I played more NBA 2K or more Madden or more like where, like, you know, maybe it's a bit better on those platforms, but I don't. So, you know, back when I did, I would buy it. Like back when I played Xbox 360 online, yeah, I played Madden. I bought the Xbox Live. I did all that. You know, back when I was playing Madden. I think I bought it on PS3 too. So, like, it was free online back then. But back before the PS3 versions of Madden were good, like Xbox versions of Madden were way better. So I'd pay for Xbox Live, you know, to play Madden online. But I think by 2008 they had fixed it, so I didn't need to buy Xbox Live anymore for Madden. But yeah, either way, yeah, there's nothing that I want to play, and I've just kind of grown a bit distant to online games. But if I do play a game online, it's gonna be like Splatoon, or it's gonna be like Super Smash Brothers. It's just gonna be stuff that I play on Nintendo, you know, or like Pokken Tournament. Like, it's not going to be Xbox and PlayStation stuff. There's not really anything, and I'll be honest, maybe I am a little jaded because of the community and how crazy it was in the PS3 360 era. People just had no filter. And I'm pretty sure people on Switch are like that, but the problem is that Nintendo limits communication so bad you don't see all of it and you don't hear all of it. But I've had some of the worst experiences on Xbox and PlayStation, like with racists and stuff like that.
Thanks to a Play Asia sale, I got the game for $60 and I get to play a day early. Also, surround sound is a game changer.
Nice, nice. I don't know what game you're talking about though, Justin. So thank you for the $3 extra on that one. You've been supporting a lot tonight, so I really appreciate that. So I really appreciate the three. Oh, the three. We got to make a special one. We got the $3 donos coming. Steph Curry's, swish. But no, Pacopia looks okay, man. It looks okay. The previews have been really good for Pacopia, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of it tomorrow. What's up, Superpower Man? Welcome. I thought you were just trying to get my attention on something or say hi. I don't understand why Sony could have possibly improved on their online compared to PS3 era. The huge price increase is subscription cost. I definitely think the online is better from what I've played. I think it's better, like from PS3 to PS4, from PS4 to PS5. I think it's better, but like, you know, it is what it is. I've seen speculation that Chrono Trigger Remake has taken too long. I think it's largely due to the fact that it's hard to get a game to HD 2D because of the way that it happens on screen. It might have just been because they didn't want to make it for a while, so could be that too. Playing through Breath of the Wild, waiting for RE9 to come out. Nice. Beavers make me question online because I'm getting cooked. Well done. Yeah, Beavers very competitive. Video game says the thing with Monster Hunter Wilds, but I hear it might be coming to Switch too. So yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds definitely seems like it's coming to Switch too, based off the latest information. In handheld mode for East 10 Proud Nordics, the performance mode has DLSS and makes the quality mode pretty much obsolete outside of wanting to save some battery. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't got a chance to play Proud Nordics yet on Switch 2. That's good though. I need to check out that game. I need to check it out. Have not checked it out yet. This is probably the last time a Xeno game will be announced that's going to be off Xenoblade 3 and Xenoblade Definitive Edition announcement dates. Well, yeah, I think the next Monolith soft game, it's going to be obviously something new. Yeah. Me and my buddy played these super racists in Halo 3, beat them one by one, and told myself I would never get Xbox and pay for online. Yeah, like I said, and that's not Microsoft's fault. That's not Sony's fault. But my experiences playing Halo and my experiences playing Resident Evil 5 were just to the point where, like, I'm not gonna sit here and cry, play the race card or anything like that. Nah, I ain't gonna do all that. I'm not gonna condemn everybody that plays on there, but it's a lot, man. So, like I said, this was around the time that I wanted to make PlayerEssence because of how bad it was online. And it wasn't just online, like on voice chat. It was like in forums, it was in message boards. It was pretty bad. So that's why I wanted to make my own community that doesn't have any of that, you know. But once again, there was no way. YouTube was just new. It was 3 to 4 years old. There was no, I knew nothing about how to talk in front of an audience or stream. I knew one day there would be, but I didn't know how I was going to be able to achieve it. But I started working on it around 2010 when YouTube got a little bit more feasible for me. I got a MacBook, I got some stuff, graduated from college, finished out there, you know, and then just decided to start. But it's been a long journey, but you guys have been here, so I appreciate that. But yeah, man, like, it was bad, so I said I'm out, you know. I did come back a little bit for, you know, for Uncharted and stuff, but I only played in like PE Arena. Like I did PE arenas. I only played with my friends. I only played with the people that I know. Like I wasn't trying to just play online, you know. So yeah, I'm out. I am out. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we will get a direct in March. Do you think it'll be on the first week or second week? I have no idea. We'll have to wait and see when they plan it. But I don't know when it's gonna come. What's your most wanted game that has not been revealed yet? Well, how do I know? It's not been revealed yet. Fire Emblem 4 Remake. Fire Emblem 4 Remake, baby. Oh, let's go. Let's see. Honestly, just stay away from live service games, especially first-person shooters that are sci-fi themed. I don't know, man. Resident Evil. It was pretty bad in Resident Evil. People would be saying some crazy. Resident Evil 5 in particular. I guess you guys can wonder. I don't think it takes much imagination to know why people were crazy in that game. But yeah, Resident Evil 5 was just insane. Like I said, some of the stuff that people would say. So, I mean, you don't need voice chat, right? But you would hear the other people too. Like, you would hear yourself and you would hear, like, the other team. So, whatever. Let's see here. Yo, where is Fallout 4 at? Fallout 4, isn't it launching this week at some point? After playing Path of Radiance, what's the best bet for how to play Radiant Dawn? The best bet for how to play Radiant Dawn? Obviously, emulator. I mean, there's no way to pick it up normally right now. So, I mean, if you want, like, the most efficient or fastest way, then yeah, it'd be like an emulator. But outside of that, I mean, you can try to buy it, but it's like $100-something on the Wii. So you can buy it on the Wii and play it on your Wii U and play it on your standard Wii. But yeah, emulator would probably be that. It's out right now. Oh, I saw a pre-order this morning when I was getting ready for my video. I was on the eShop and it said pre-order. So late March for the next Nintendo Direct. Let's see here. What about Star Fox? I do miss this franchise. Yeah, Star Fox would be nice. I hope they bring back Star Fox at some point, Joe. I really do. For someone new to the Xenoblade series, is X a good starting point? How hard is it to get into for a newcomer? I mean, I think Xenoblade X would be kind of difficult, considering there's so much stuff in the game. I do recommend just Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, just the first game in the series. And I just recommend playing through those games, 1, 2, 3, plus the DLCs. And then if you want to play Xenoblade X, you can. Or you can play it in order. That's always a way that you can do it. You can play it in the order that it released. That's always a way to play stuff. So just Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So you can go in that order too. There's multiple ways. Fever's making you question, man. Making you question your sanity there. Shout out, Jeffrey. For someone, oh, I already read that, my bad. As someone who never got a chance to play Star Fox, I really hope they give it a Zelda treatment and make it big open world. See, that's the problem of what happened with Metroid Prime 4. Everyone said, we want open world, and then when they were doing it, people were like, no, we don't want open world, and it was too late. So I don't think an open world Star Fox does anything. So I suggest, you say that you've never played Star Fox, never got a chance to play it. So I think you should go back and play, like, if you have NSO, play it. Play it on NSO, or play the N64 copy, you know, play it. And I don't think open world fits it.
I was talking getting Pokopia for $60.
Oh.
Also, my backlog has no chance this year. Lol.
Oh, Pokopia. Okay, yeah, I didn't know what game you were talking about. Shout out, System. Thank you for another 3, man. I appreciate that. 181 on the combo board. We are out here tonight, boys and girls. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Pokopia for 60 is not bad. I mean, obviously, I think that's what the price should just be. I'm not a fan of $70 games. I think 60 would be great, but, you know, whatever. Let's see here. Yeah, I just don't think everything should be open world, you know, so yeah, I think just making a regular Star Fox game would be good. So yeah. The thing is that it doesn't make sense for Metroid. It actually does make sense for Metroid. Metroid, she's a bounty hunter. So she should be able to explore planets, and she should be able to hunt down bounties on different planets. And it actually makes sense for the game to be open world. Star Fox, I don't know if it makes sense for the game to be open world. I mean, like, it's a shooter. It's like a airplane shooter game. So I don't know why that should be open world. I don't know what makes that more open world than anything. So I don't think that makes sense. So, in my opinion. And you've never played Star Fox, so I don't know why you're suggesting what it should be when you've never played it. So I think that's also the internet in a nutshell too. It should be this, although I've never played it, but it should be this. So I think that's also the internet sometimes in a nutshell. Not everybody, but just sometimes. You got people who never experienced something but want to talk about what it should be. You never played it. Oh man, let's see. I'm pretty sure we'll get a direct in March. Do you think it'll be on the first or second week? Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure, Elias. I'm not sure when it's going to be. We'll see what happens. Give me Metroid game mixed with No Man's Sky. Obviously, keep it Eldritch Cosmic themed. Yeah, No Man's Sky is procedurally generated. That's part of the reason why they're able to do what they're doing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think really Metroid needs to be open world. I don't think Star Fox needs to be open world. I personally don't think either one of them needs to be open world. I think they can both work within the structure of the game, like open-ended or open area. Like where you have like a hub area for Metroid where there's some things you can do and like you go into different sectors, that's fine. I think Star Fox can work as a rail shooter with some break apart moments, like where you can do all range mode, and it can work that way as well. Let's see, because I know what it looks like. I like what they got there, and the OG gameplay seems boring, at least for you. Yeah, knowing what it looks like and actually playing are two different things, Dom. So usually what would be the smart thing in this case would be to actually play it, and then you can determine whether if open world fits it or not. Not just I like open world games and I've looked at this game, so therefore it should be this. That is a ignorant take on what something should be when you have not played it. So I don't think, and that's objectively correct. You should probably play things or experience things before you suggest it should be something. So that's why, for example, I'll give you a perfect example of this. The Donkey Kong Bonanza developers, they didn't just say, we think Donkey Kong should be this. They played the previous Donkey Kong games, they took what they felt would work, then they added in their own stuff that they wanted to add in and say, okay, we can make a game. But they still played the previous games to get ideas, to see what it should be. They played all through them. They played through all the Donkey Kong games. They didn't just say, I think it should be this, so it's going to be this. You should play before you suggest it should turn into something different. That's the smart thing to do. For a gamer and for a developer, for anybody. You should play before you say should be this or should be that. In my opinion, at least. See, I always thought Star Fox was supposed to be like an arcade game. It is. It's a very arcadey type, you know, rail shooter. That's what Star Fox is. Now they've tried to make it other things, hasn't quite worked to. Excuse me, sorry about that, guys. It hasn't quite worked to what they wanted to, but they've tried. They kind of did make Star Fox open world with Starlink from Ubisoft, but that's not really a that's not really a Star Fox game though. But it just has the Star Fox characters in there. But yeah, and Starlink's not bad, but it's not very good either, you know. It's just okay. It's just okay. It's okay. But it gets really repetitive, and the open world is just alright. It's okay. Seems like the Xbox media and influencers are like Jez are determined to push Sarah Bond narrative. That's sad. Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. Which is very unfortunate. An open world Mario would be a great new twist on the Mario universe. Super Mario universe would be fitting of Galaxy. Having similarities of Bowser's Fury in the Switch one with recent 3D World. I think we need to calm down on everything being open world though, guys. I really think that we need to calm down. I don't think everything needs to be open world. I honestly don't think everything needs to be that way. I think we need to calm down. Everything does not need to be open world. Like, if they can make it work and if it's good, then that's fine. But if they can't, or if they've got better ideas, then like we don't need an open world Donkey Kong game. Donkey Kong Bonanza is not open world, and it was great. And you know why it was great? Because they did the layers, they did the different themed areas. They were able to make it open-ended, but then not open world. So Donkey Kong Bonanza, I don't think would be a better game open world. So I don't really think everything needs to be open world just because. I think that if they have a gameplay idea that fits the open world structure, then that's fine, go for it. But if they don't, then it's not needed, you know? So I don't think everything does. Star Wars Outlaws is a good foundation for Star Fox. It is not. Star Fox is not like Star Wars Outlaws at all. That's not the foundation for Star Fox. No. Star Wars Outlaws is completely different. Star Fox is an arcade shooter. Star Wars Outlaws is a third-person action adventure stealth game. That is not a good foundation for Star Fox. That doesn't even make any sense. I want to open world Mario Paint, where you can just go paint anywhere that you want, you know? Yes, but I'm not a dev. As a player, I enjoy open world most because I get the most out of it, so I don't even play OG game. I can still, well, say what I want myself and enjoy more. Sure, you can. But you also don't know the foundation of the game and what it's supposed to be in the first place. So, you know, what you want doesn't mean it's what's best for the franchise. So, that's all I'm trying to say. So you should probably play it, and then you can say, hey, what's best for the franchise? You know, you like open world games. Great. So should everything be open world? Should fighting games be open world? Should sports games be open world? Should everything be open world because you like open world? You see what I'm saying? Adapting what you think or what you like to every single thing isn't the way. That's not the way for games to be made better. Make something open world because I like open world. That doesn't make everything better. That doesn't make everything, like, you play too many Ubisoft games or something like that. You base everything what you like around open world, and that's fine. You're allowed to like it. But I'm also allowed to push back and say, well, you've never played the game. Everything that's open world isn't automatically better than everything that's not. I'm allowed to push back, especially if you've never played. So keep that in mind. That's fine. You're allowed to have your opinion, but I'm allowed to push back as somebody who's a lifelong Star Fox fan. I was playing it before you were even born. You've never even played the franchise, so I'm allowed to say you're objectively, like, wrong or incorrect. That's all I tried to say, brother. But you're allowed to have your opinion. You're allowed to say whatever, but I'm allowed to tell you, well, dude, you never played it. And, like, everything open world isn't the best for the franchise because you think it should be open world. You never played it. That's all I'm trying to say, man. They should make Fire Emblem open world. Yeah, everything should just not be open world. That's the problem. That's, like, look at Ubisoft. This is exactly what got Ubisoft into the situation that Ubisoft's in. Everything's freaking open world. That's all they make. Their games aren't even Ubisoft's games aren't better than Nintendo's games. Ubisoft makes open world, right? Their games are not better. Assassin's Creed Shadows is not better than Donkey Kong Bonanza. There's a lot of games that I've played. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment to me is way better. I had a lot more fun with that game than most Ubisoft games. That's also not open world. So everything does not need to be shoehorned into an open world game, you know? That's all I'm trying to say, man. That's all I'm trying to say. They should make Fire Emblem. Yeah, they should make Fire Emblem. That's the next one. Let's see. Justin with the 3.
That's when I see all the time online. I like this game. They should make this game like this. I'm glad developers come up with unique ideas.
I'll still take Pokemon Legends ZA over Ubisoft games. I had way more fun playing Pokemon Legends ZA than I did Assassin's Creed Shadows. And that game's not really, it's not really open world. It's open-ended. It's not really quite open world. Just because like you can't go into anything where you want. There's loading screens. Like it's not quite open world. Just kind of open-ended. Kind of hate open world. Yeah. Like when it's not done right, or when it's just done just to do it, it makes it not as fun. Let's see. Oh, that's a hot take. It's not really a hot take. Pokemon Legends ZA and Pokemon Legends Arceus aren't really like super big like open world games. If you're talking about Legends Arceus, that game has broken up into zones. If you're talking about Pokemon Legends ZA, that game has a big hub area that you can explore that's like an open world game, but there are definitely multiple segments where they load or it goes into something else. So where it's broken up like the sewer system, for example, or something like that. So don't get me wrong, it's definitely open-ended, but like it's not quite like the same open world game like a lot of open world games out there, like Assassin's Creed Shadows, for example, or even like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's not even like, that's definitely more of an open world game than Legends ZA. Legends games are amazing. I don't know, it takes a lot of people to get overwhelmed, turned off by open world games. I think that happens too. Yeah. Yes, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Yes, that is a true open world game. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet absolutely is. That is a true open world game. Says, nah, you mean ZA over a UB game? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I will take Pokemon Legends ZA over the Ubisoft games. Pretty much all of them. I think the only game... I can't even remember the last Ubisoft game that I played that I felt was like that great. I mean, Shadows is okay. I don't think it's bad, and I can see why some people might like it more than ZA or something. Sure, that's fine. You're allowed to have that opinion. I just don't find Ubisoft games very good anymore. They're okay. Once again, Star Wars Outlaws is okay. I had fun with it. I think it's very good for what they try to do technology-wise. It's okay. It's good. It's definitely not bad. But yeah, I had more fun with Legends ZA. That's my opinion. You're allowed to disagree. Nintendo social media accounts have been posting a lot of Metroid Prime for. This is interesting. I think it's just a scheduled post. I don't think it's anything different, you know, or anything's coming up or anything like that. Dank Meme Center X with the 71 months. Thank you so much, Dank Meme Center X. Appreciate that. Justin with another 3 coming up as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate that too.
Pokemon Legends Arceus actually scored higher than Shadows. Lol.
It did. And Star Wars Outlaws when it first came out. But obviously Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and Pokemon Legends ZA did not. So. Yes. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Okay. I think Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, that can be something that like, okay, yeah, that's better than Legends ZA, or that's better than... Lost Crown is very good, but that game's not open world. I guess like 2D side-scrolling open world. It's a Metroidvania. So, I mean, like, you can think about it however way you want to think about it there, in that sense. But yeah, see how I perked up there? You guys see, that's how you know I'm telling the truth, how I feel. As soon as someone said The Lost Crown, I forgot about that game. Yes, that game is incredible. That game is very, very, very good. That game is very good. I like that game a lot. I like it a lot. You have to have a taste for UB games. They can be repetitive and use a lot of the same ideas. That is true, but there are some who enjoy it. Oh, no, I know there's some who enjoy it. I don't think that they're terrible. You know, I don't think they're terrible. But yeah, Lost Crown is fantastic. That game is very, very, very good. That game is like what you'd expect for like, oh, okay, that's as quality as like a good Metroid release or something like that. You know, a good 2D Metroid game. Definitely a very, very, very good game. It's right up there, man. I mean, if Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, like that game, man, if they would have waited and let's just say they worked on it a bit more and they launched it, like I want to say exclusively on Switch 2, but if they marketed and pushed it Switch 2 and like the upgrades and like DLS, like I swear that game would have probably done a bit better. Like if they just pushed, like if they had it at a Nintendo Direct and like they pushed it that type of way, I think it would have got a huge Nintendo boost / push. But it was just obviously the Switch 2 wasn't coming out for like another year and some odd months, because I think it came out in 2020. Was that game 2024 or early 2025? I think that game was early 2025, right? Or was it 2024? I don't remember. I think it was 2024. I think it was early 2024. Yeah, it was early 2024, right? Anyway, yeah, that game's really good. Why did Switch 2 in the desert still? I don't know what that means. Lost Crown is God of War should have been. It really is what God of War should have been. I agree. It really is. Immortals Phoenix Rising was pretty good. I don't like open world or puzzles. Immortals Phoenix Rising is pretty good. I still wish there was a Switch 2 edition of that game, but yeah. Like a free update, but they're not. That game's done. 2D Metroid versus 3D Metroid. I like 2D Metroid more. Let's see here. Have you been able to remain unspoiled on Resident Evil? Had to mute some terms on Twitter. I have. I'm not really looking too much, you know. So hopefully I can stay unspoiled. It's great, but you see with UB, they make good games. The flops, no one talks about it, but the bad stuffs get brought up all the time. I'm not here to defend or not Ubisoft when it comes down to it, man. They make some good stuff. I don't, you know, I hear what you're saying, brother. Like, if you like their stuff, that's fine. And nobody's persecuting you for that. So, you can like what you like. Never get bored of Rayman Legends. Yes, Rayman Legends is also very good. But those are both not, like, open world games. Like, some of the Ubisoft's best games are 2D, you know, 2D platformers and 2D action games, Metroidvania, you know? So... feel like whatever they show off Gen 10 needs to bat 100 with people, especially if the infamous launch of Scarlet and Violet. I doubt I'll bat 100, so I don't think it needs to, but it'd be nice.
How do you feel about Legends Arceus versus ZA? I'm unsure which one I like better, maybe ZA, but I need a Switch 2 version of Arceus to see for sure.
That's why, that's the thing. If Legends Arceus gets a Switch 2 version, I think that will be the better game. If it doesn't, then ZA can be seen as better, because ZA, from a technical perspective, the resolution and the frame rate really help out with the game. It really just does. The loading times, resolution, frame rate really help out, and the structure of the game is not as annoying. Legends ZA flows a lot easier and a lot better to play, especially for like a long RPG. Although it's not super long, but if you want to do all the quests and everything, Legends ZA is just snappy. You get in and out of battles, you get in and out of stuff. Legends Arceus is way more segmented. It's you've got the zones. You've got I gotta turn in my Pokemon. I've got to go to the thing. I got my Jubilife village, then this, and like it breaks the flow a lot with the game. And there's not enough to do in the non-gameplay parts that make it super exciting. I mean, yeah, the town builds up. Yeah, you can dress your character and stuff like that. But the loading times and the situation with that and how the structure of the game is puts a dent into it. If you want to go to a different zone, you can't. You've got to go back to the village, turn in what you did, and then you got to go to the other zone. That makes it really annoying. So if Legends Arceus gets a Switch 2 edition with faster loading and all of that, and better resolution and better frame rate, I think it can be a better game. Yeah. ZA does have multiplayer too. That's true. So if you like multiplayer, then obviously ZA has the multiplayer angle compared to Arceus, which doesn't have multiplayer. I'm not in love with ZA's multiplayer. I did play like the first and second season, and I got like my stones or whatever for like Charizard or whatever the ones that they were giving you, or like I got those. But then I'm like, I'm not gonna play this anymore. Like I'm not playing this anymore. So players, can you see my comment? Having fun playing East 10? Yeah, it's good. Shout outs, Mr. Davis. Does Elden Ring still have open world crown though? Open world crown does Elden Ring? No, me personally, like, what's my favorite, or what's like? What do you mean by the crown? Like, what? Like me personally, I'll take Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Those are like my favorite open world games. I played Elden Ring, and I dislike the game. I don't dislike it, hate it, but I don't love it either. I don't find the open world, like, it's cool, like all the different environments and how they put things together, like that is cool, but there's no actual interaction with the open world in a certain type of way. I think Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like what you can do and manipulate with the open world, it makes it more fun than just, oh, here's these enemies in this open world, and then I go to this open world, or I go to this segment and go to this segment. So, so for me, no, but for other people, probably yeah, absolutely. But I'm not a big Elden Ring fan, I'll be honest. So for me, no, but for other people, sure. Some of the best. My phone went. Oh, it's on the ground. Give me 1 second here. Okay. All right, give me 1 second, guys, and I gotta just take care of something.
God of War 2D game is like if Kratos was a puny, scrawny weakling in high school, and the game should be how he got jacked and became the Kratos God of War in the original games as a prequel to the new remakes Sony Santa Monica is doing.
Okay, sure, no problem. All right, guys, we're gonna continue this discussion. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. We're gonna probably do about maybe another 10 minutes, so we'll take some questions, kind of round out today's stream. Sorry that I couldn't go the full. I should have started earlier. I think I started like around 12:30. I should have started a bit earlier. Sorry about that, guys. So we'll get some questions. If you have any last music requests, if you drop a dono, let me know, and we'll finish out the stream like I said, about maybe 10 minutes or so, just because I got to take care of my boy. He's a bit up and he's hungry and stuff, and my wife is taking care of it, but she's got stuff that she's got to do. So we can round out the stream here. Give me some questions if you guys have them. Let me know in the chat. We can finish this one out. About another 10 minutes or so. OJ is gonna ground us. No, Wait, the song is so good, OJ. This song is called. For those who don't know the music, it's called Silver Stream. Silver Stream from the Ridge Racer series. Ridge Racer has really good music. If you're looking for like relaxing music at work or just like music just in general, like vibe, like the vibe music, Ridge Racer, man. Ridge Racer, the music's better than the gameplay. Like this is definitely one of those series where music is better than gameplay. Don't get me wrong, Ridge Racer is fun. Like it's a fun series and all that, and I kind of joke around about that because my friend in college was a big Ridge Racer fan. But yeah, Ridge Racer is good. It's good. It's an interesting series. Yes, the Lost Crown was very good. Dragon Quest VII sold me on the art style alone. Yeah. What's Ridge Racer? Ridge Racer, it's a racing game. It's a racing game like where you, it's like where you race like on tight circuits and like you essentially like slide. That you like power slide, like skid all over the tracks. It's an interesting. It feels like your car's on ice skates at times and like you have to go and just kind of like ski or like snowboard like around corners and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny. But no, it's a racing series from Bandai Namco. Been around for a long time. Bandai Namco owns the Ridge Racer series. There actually was, based off of some rumors, Doc Trey reported on this, they were going to make a new Ridge Racer, and it was going to be on the Nintendo Switch 1, and potentially even Nintendo Switch 2, but ultimately it ended up getting canceled. But the team who Nintendo ultimately ended up purchasing, Bandai Namco Singapore, was apparently the developers that were working on the Ridge Racer game that was canceled. They were also the developers that were working on the Metroid Prime 4 game before that one was canceled, along with other people. So, interesting lore if it all connects. When we were playing Mario Tennis Fever with the community, I'll give you a pass recently. Oh, yeah, the Xeno X update came out, man. I'm sorry. We'll play it at some point though, party man. But yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm just playing Xeno X right now, and I am not in any type of other mood outside of just Xeno X. I totally forgot about that.
First question is, can you tell us where the Fire Emblem 4 remake is? Will it be at the Nintendo Direct with Ocarina of Time remake and new 3D Mario?
Yes, exactly. That's those are the two places where it'd be at for sure. Two places would be at for sure. Would be those places. Excuse me. Thank you so much. I appreciate the $3 dono. Almost at the 200 overclock for 2 hours. That is wild. Shout outs to Joe 9K. Thank you for that big support earlier, brother. Thank you guys as well. You guys have been nuts. Apexcape has some great music too. It really does. Whenever Katana Riku's here, he will request Apexcape music. I'm still interested in why Nintendo purchased them, really, with their track record. Nintendo, oh, I know why Nintendo purchased them. They've been a port studio for a long time. They don't just make games that are just trash or anything like that. They've been helping out on a variety of different games. Their whole record isn't just Metroid Prime 4, the failed one, and the Ridge Racer. They've been helping out on a bunch of different stuff that they've helped out on. So it's for porting work because they have one, I think, based on where they are, like pricing when it comes down to stuff. But two, they know how to use Nintendo hardware. So they know how to use Nintendo hardware. So absolutely, I think it was a good purchase. If you need people to help with porting games, if you need extra developers to help, you know, when it comes to art and when it comes to things like that, they really specialize and do good with stuff like that. So I can see why they purchased them. They purchased Shiver too. I mean, Shiver's the same thing. You got to get them working on getting ports ready or helping out. Like when developers need help, like you need extra help since the Switch 2 is more powerful than they've ever worked with. They absolutely needed extra hands on deck. So I can see why they purchased like smaller port studios for cheaper prices. Shiver, you know, Bandai Namco Singapore, that makes sense to me. Sad Lost Crown didn't sell well. People are missing out on a great game. They really are. But the marketing just stumbled from the very beginning. The rap music, which I thought the rap music was fine, but like the rap music, the Killmonger haircut, people just already wrote the game off before it even got a chance to sell or to get going, you know? Because the reviews came out, they were good. It's on every platform. It's cross save, all that, and people just wrote it off from the very beginning, which is very unfortunate. Virtua Fighter and Tekken have great music. Yes, we listen to Tekken music all the time. We don't have as much Virtua Fighter music on the stream, but Tekken music, yes, we listen to a lot of Tekken. OJ scared to play Party Man. I am definitely not scared. Party Man's beat me many times in a variety of games, but I'm playing Xeno X right now. I'm sorry, man. I'm in Xeno X mode. I really don't want to play anything else but Xeno X. Like, that's the only thing that I want to play, you know? The only thing that I want to play. I finished Dragon Quest 7 yesterday. It was good. Now I can move on to another game. Do you ever feel bad for not finishing games? Yes, all the time. But it is what it is, you know? I'm hoping we get more info on Fire Emblem Fortunes Weave soon. I think it'll be at a Nintendo Direct. They'll announce like a release date and more information on the game. Have you heard of Arc Knights Enfield? No, I don't know what that is. Let's see. Lost Crown came out at a bad time since people were still anticipating the Sands of Time remake. It really did. That's true. There was also that because people were like, where's the Sands of Time remake at? We don't want this game. We want this game, you know? We've been waiting, so, yep. That's also another reason why it kind of didn't do well. That's why I think that, like, if they would have just, like I said, they pushed it as, like, some type, like, at a Nintendo Direct as an exclusive, didn't have the rap music, didn't have the Killmonger haircut, you know? They did it, like, where you just had, like, a normal haircut, no rap music, do more of, like, Prince of Persia sounding music, like, upbeat, you know, Prince of Persia sounding music, like, you know, Metroidvania style, and then push it at a Nintendo Direct, like, as a big reveal, like, oh, here's, like, you know, if you like Metroid Dread, like, you'll like this game. I think if they did that, I think the game would have had a much better chance to sell, but unfortunately, first impressions are tough for some people, you know. But yes, you're right, it did come out at a bad time, Bunchi. I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. Astral Chain combat, like Ease 10? Kind of, yeah, because you have, like, two people fighting. Yeah, it's kind of like it. No worries, I'll send friendly reminders in future streams. Yeah, I know you will. Don't worry. We're gonna play. Dude, once that Xenoblade update, when I woke up in the morning, that Xenoblade update came out, I was like, dude, I don't even want to work right now. I don't want to do anything. I just want to play this. Oh man, it was great. Yeah, Splatoon music's also very good. Splatoon music's good. Yeah, I just want to play Xenoblade. Even like now, like whenever I'm working, I'm like, dude, I'm just like, can I just get to Xenoblade right now? Can I just play some? Can I just play some Xenoblade? Xenoblade is so much fun. It's so good. There's so much content. It's so good. Now with the 60 frames, like I can hit my soul voices. I can. Oh man, it's so good. It's the menu input, the lag has been fixed. The mechs all feel so much smoother now. Jesus, I got the new pink hair chick. She has a mech that you can buy, a light mech that's super fast and nice. Got some, not the best mech, but it's okay. So I bought some mechs for $250K each. So I dropped $1 million on mechs, 1 million credits on mechs. So man, it's good stuff, dude. Xenoblade, that's some prime good stuff, baby. Stream Xenoblade. I just don't have the time right now, but maybe one of these days I will. I think like the new Xeno game, I'll definitely stream that, or the new Monolith Soft game, I'll stream it for sure. I'll stream it for sure. Metroid Dreads. That's funny. But all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. I want to say thank you to everybody that came out to the stream. I really appreciate it. Please check out my most recent video. If you haven't seen my most recent video, I talk about the Switch 2 or the big Nintendo presentation. If you haven't seen, or if you've already seen that video, check out my video on the Pokemon Presents leaked games. We also have a AAA games news video as well, so a lot of different content to watch that you might have missed. So I'm gonna link my Pokemon video if you missed that one. It's face cam and it's nice, and talk about the different stuff that we can see at the Pokemon Presents. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out to today's stream, man. I appreciate that. Shout out to all the support too. Combo breaks, we were out here further than beyond. Big love to Joe 9K, Hokage, Stream Ninja, big love to Party Man, Justin, Casual Noob with a bunch of donos, and Justin, you guys were just going back and forth, so thank you guys so much. All the Elite Ninjas here, all the people that watching, commented, discussions, you guys are all great. Nick93, I see you here, came in a bit later. Shinru, Casual Noob, of course, Galaman, appreciate that. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate